Should be an exciting match. Of course, yesterday we had the Gamer Olive, the greatest. One would say the greatest comeback in Lego Star Wars history, coming back from a incredibly unfortunate pod race, 3-minute time loss there, versus a genuinely incredibly impressive Benny Moon, but able to claw back, through persistence, through consistent good performance afterwards. So yeah, I'm excited for today. Flup and P53, if y'all have anything to comment.
Yeah, I think that Olive might be a favorite going into this, which is interesting considering the pod fraud yesterday. I did not expect Olive to actually end up winning that, but actually happened
Yeah,
to
but
have the lowest PB as well.
yeah, and it's interesting actually. If you look at the if you look at the PBs here, we kind of have. I don't know if you all have seen the sort of the split between how like the timings are, right? But obviously at the top you got 215, 217, kind of that range. And then there's a big gap. But everyone here is on the other side of that gap. So if you see here, you have 3 PBs all within 40 seconds of each other. So really anyone's game. And of course, we saw yesterday, it really is anyone's game. At any moment, someone could mess up a trick, someone could do something weird, and the whole dynamic of the run changes.
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah, I think yeah.
yeah, no other comments.
Yeah, should be exciting stuff. Yeah, one quick second. We gotta just resolve tiny thing. But hey, in the meantime, P53, I don't know if you're here active right now, but you were here for last event. Anything to bring up?
No, but given Gamer Olive's previous performance, I hope they do just as well as they did yesterday, I guess.
Yeah, should be exciting. All right. Sorry, this is some craziness going on behind the scenes here, but we should be set in just a second. Yeah, reveal. It is horrible. Apologies for you too. There we go. Okay, I think the runners are ready, so let's get to it.
Yeah, you treat him like a baby. All the shawty's taking all his cash. Please don't stare, he might we'll get him money, come on my respect. Way too many niggas in the cut, I love them. Always this, we get the first book. I don't care, I'll just pretend I guess I'm better than these other chumps.
All right, I think we are just about live here. So I will, if someone can pop into event runners quickly, let them know that we're good to go. And actually, we are not quite ready. It seems like Gamer Olives got a little bit of setup.
Yeah, I guess in the meantime, Flup, I guess. Who do you favor in this match?
I picked YAHOOTLES to win this match. I'm not really sure who it's gonna go to though. I think it could definitely go to anyone here. The PBs, as we said, are quite close on this match.
Yeah, it's I'm excited. This is sort of why planes are fun. Fun to commentate, fun to kind of like fun to watch because really anything can happen. Of course, at the top level it's fun for a different reason. But even these runners, very impressive times. Like 240 PBs is still a lot of skill being shown. But you're able to see, like the consistency. I feel like there's almost more of a differentiation between runners where, some runners are better at some things in a way that at the top level might not be as like easy to discern. But I think if they're
You can definitely see who's like gonna be good and like kind of has a good mentality for like the end game and is like more consistent at the end game, and then seeing people who struggle a little more with the end game and just have to like work on getting better with that.
absolutely. All right, if come on, I'll go count them down super quick, and I think we will be off to the races.
I guess I'll go countdown. Or okay.
Yep.
Yeah, for those who just joined, the race is starting soon. We're just checking and doing one final checkup on the runners here, but the race should be starting soon.
All right, the runners are counted down, so. At any moment, they should be starting.
Yeah, it looks like we're off for this first match. All of them heading into negotiations now. Out of curiosity, who do you think will finish negotiations first?
I,
Yeah, I don't think. Okay, so YAHOOTLES is double keyboard, which I think is a thing to factor in here for doing negotiations because of the no camera pan, of course. So that could be a factor. I think maybe Olive will finish first.
yeah, I was honestly incredibly impressed by Olive after watching yesterday. So I don't want to say anything, but I do think they're a favorite for the whole match. Honestly, I don't know, the dedication, especially after the interview from yesterday. Olive bringing up, when you have a failure in the early run, like they did. It was a big multi-minute time loss failure. Like the only thing you can do at that point is keep your mental high, because if you start like focusing on your time loss, you're ruined for the rest of the event.
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, when I saw the pod fraud miss, I was like, that's pretty brutal happen at this point, and like, especially not restarting the level and just like tanking going backwards. I was like, I don't know how his mental is gonna like deal with being this far behind already, but I mean, he won in the end, so
Yeah.
Bob did well.
Yeah, all three of them pretty. Gamerolf taking a little bit of time here to get Qui-Gon to jump over.
Yudo's actually ahead right now.
All right, seems like Yahootle's gonna be the first exit. Yeah, there you go.
I should be a believer, I guess.
All right. Real quick and double check something on the run. Should be quick fix here.
Yeah, but I mean, as you guys were saying earlier, these first couple levels you can lose quite a bit of time, I guess, in some of them. But really, the big early game thing that they're all, I guess, going to be scared about is pod race coming up. Pod race almost decided the match last time, putting Gamer Olive at quite a disadvantage early on. But hopefully, last race I think 3 out of 4 got pod fraud, and now we only have 3 runners, so hopefully all of them will get pod fraud this
Yeah,
time.
I'd hate to see Olive fail it again and then have to play from the back.
I mean, I'm sure it is something that they've been focusing on hard. I saw, some activity in the practice VC earlier today, so.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, no one's struggling right now to get up the tree, but he got up finally.
Yeah, Gamerolf freezing a little bit there, but that's not going to impact anything.
Oh wait, no, how did I miss that?
Oh, what? Okay, that's unfortunate from Nolan. Man. Yeah, just unfortunately, just kind of clipping back in, or not, clipping it enough that they hit the transition trigger.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a time loss because up until then they were all pretty synced up. Yeah. But again, early game, honestly, it's all about how well your opponents can do at this point afterwards.
I don't know if I think I did that last year. I don't know if anyone else did that.
I'm sure. I think there were a few other runners.
Definitely a rare one.
Yeah. But yeah, Gamer Olive exiting first here. Yeah, so Gamer Olive is going to come out ahead here with, in first place. Oh wait, no, almost tying up Yahootles by. Just a tiny bit out of. There you go.
Yeah, Yahootle's in the lead right now. Or is he in the lead? Oh no, I think the race thing is off.
Yeah, we're gonna just double check the tech on that.
Yeah, it's saying Nolan's in first, which is definitely not true.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it seems like the run might just be missing a little bit of data there. In the meantime, we'll see. Yeah, Gamer Olive at least on screen coming up first. Having a little bit of trouble there with Arch Clip. All right, there we go. Just took a quick moment, but that's all good. YAHOOTLES.
In control options, I guess.
Hmm.
Hey, I am not sure what's going on there.
I am not sure either. Seems like it might have been a controller disconnect. That's unfortunate. In the meantime, Nolan, pretty quick arch flip. I did not see them select a player 2 controller. I don't know if y'all noticed, but
Well, they're on
maybe they're,
keyboard.
or yeah, or play 2 keyboard. But I don't know if that's going to be a problem for later.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's gonna.
Good.
Yeah,
now
not something you want to see. Now Nolan, who took that time loss, is gonna be ahead, at least on screen, by a little bit. Gamerall, of course, taking a pretty solid lead here into the last room. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's you change controllers every level, so they get a fair split. Less chance of bugs on your controller, less chance of damage on the joysticks. Nolan taking a quick break there before starting the next this room. I don't know what that was about.
They had to prepare for this camera pan.
You gotta keep the mental, had to get hyped up.
I mean, he got it, so it worked.
Apparently Nolan's thinking. That's always a good thing to be doing.
Nolan and YAHOOTLES are like very synced up right now.
Yeah, all Anonymous calling out a 10-minute win by Olive. I mean, I will say, like, I was impressed. YAHOOTLES presenting a PowerPoint. That was unfortunate.
The internet is
yeah, some connectivity issues from Canada. But yeah, no, super impressed with Gamer Olive last run. So I would not be surprised if we get some quality stuff going on here. As we can see, going into Pod Race in first, but this is not a level, not a level to be taken lightly. So we'll see how well they're able to exit. Of course, Gamer Olive trying to kind of reclaim their Pod Race clout after what happened yesterday.
Yeah, now I don't know which pod fraud method each of these runners are doing. I know YAHOOTLES does go for 0 deaths, but I'm not sure if we're going to see that from everyone here. I don't think Olive does that. Definitely a riskier thing to do in a no reset, of course, but I mean, YAHOOTLES should get this.
Yeah, I mean, like, definitely, we're still at the stage, I guess, where you might be able to afford to not play as risky, I guess, but it looks like all 3 of them just choosing not to do it, the lap 1, which sure makes sense. But they will all be going for lap 2 here, as looks like Gamer Olive is the first to the clip.
Okay, there we go. Pretty solid clip. YAHOOTLES and Nolan still basically tied going through the valley. So what exactly happened last time that caused Gamer Olive to have to do the whole thing backwards? P53.
I'm trying to remember, actually. I think, yeah, they got the out of bounds. I think they just messed up the movement to hit the checkpoint and just like went in like too early to the left and then just had to do all of lap 2 just backwards.
Well, fortunately, that did not happen today. Gamer Olive exiting with a good pod fraud. Let's see how Nolan and YAHOOTLES do. Nolan seems pretty good, so just going to build up.
Well, we're
Speed YAHOOTLES.
YAHOOTLES.
Yeah, that was all right. Cool. Yeah, I mean, and that's the time save you get if you do that.
Yeah.
You do that route, but certainly, I think Gamer Olive at least not wanting to take the risk after what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I would say it's not worth it, especially if you know you missed it yesterday. There might be some nerves going in, so.
That's right. And now we have the exits down there. You can see Gamer Olive exiting with a pretty considerable 20-ish second lead over YAHOOTLES and NOLAN, who are neck and neck right now. And unfortunately, I'm getting a tiny bit of a spoiler there, but Gamer Olive exiting with a 12:39 out of pod race.
Yeah, I mean, and for the rest of the two, YAHOOTLES and NOLAN, they were pretty much neck and neck exiting Escape, and looking at this exit, they're pretty much in the same position as they were before. So, good job from all the runners, no major disasters.
Yeah, I'm glad we get to see something close throughout episode 1 so far.
Yeah, Gamer Olive maintaining the lead by a tiny bit, but yeah, percent chance of winning thing, Senor, not yet. So unfortunately, we will not be setting up the betting ring for this event.
Yeah, but if you do want to, I guess, check out some predictions, exclamation mark predictions in the chat should give you some information about predictions. And if you just want some general information about Ladder League while we're in this cutscene period, I guess you can type in exclamation mark info for more information about Ladder League as well.
So no theater clip from Olive. I do think YAHOOTLES will do it though. Okay, and Nolan also.
Oh, is that a death there from YAHOOTLES there? Falling off
Oh,
with Obi-Wan.
time loss. I am enthralled by the bloom right now on Gamer Olive's screen.
Yeah, I guess.
We might want to re-enable that darkening filter we had, because it is filling up the room.
Well, it's
Yeah, I mean,
run to watch.
Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, like, subconsciously, I think it draws the viewer's attention to
Yeah.
bottom, you know, so.
That's right. Which, you know, that might be saying something about Gamer Olive's performance here, maintaining a lead throughout retake feed.
Okay, it seems. Okay, I think YAHOOTLES might do left side. I hope he does left side.
Yep,
He's
we're getting a
doing
left side.
Oh, okay.
That droid is joining. It wants to do the trick as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like actually we saw almost all the different feed strats you could possibly do for this room. Like Gamer Olive did
Super
the forcing the
clean.
staircase.
That was
Yeah.
also
Yeah,
very
incredibly
well-
clean left side from
well
your
played.
Hoodles.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Gamer Olive did the staircase strat, Nolan did the standard jump up the elevator, and YAHOOTLES did left side. But Gamer Olive now on feed out of bounds, doing it with Padme. Oh no, looks like wasn't able to hook that out of bounds collision there to jump up, so gonna have to do another attempt. Luckily, did not get stuck under the map, which that would require you. Oh,
Oh. Oh no. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, for that one, if you're not, I guess if you're too far forward, I guess you will just jump back in bounds rather than jumping up to the hidden out of bounds collision there. So gonna have to reset the character management here so that they get
Oh,
Panaka in
yeah.
the back.
He does know how to back that up though, which is good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And you
That is a
need to do
painful
that.
time loss at the start, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you do need to do that character management there, because otherwise you might get I guess a suboptimal character in that spot.
So what characters are you able to do with? Is it just the blaster characters?
Well, you don't want the droid there, obviously. I think you
Makes
can do
sense,
it
yeah.
with everybody. Like, technically you can do it with everybody, but you don't want to do the lightsaber characters because I think it's slower to kill them, if I remember correctly.
Block.
Yeah, well, yeah, because they block, I assume.
Yeah.
Well, that is going to be a big blessing for YAHOOTLES here, who is now going to exit retake feed at pretty good time compared to Gamer Olive. Gonna get back a little bit of a time on that. We'll see what the exit time is for 1-5.
All the
Like an
practice.
1826.
He did get a session with Daime for Seed. So, I mean, it seems like it paid off.
Seems like YAHOOTLES playing with no audio. Not gonna need it. It's a distraction, actually.
It's for the mental.
That's right. Nolan coming in a little bit behind there with an 1834. So 8-second lead there on YAHOOTLES. Gamer Olive gonna really be suffering this one, I think. Once we get the time with a 1911. It's gonna be 35 seconds off of YAHOOTLES, who is now in first place. Pretty fair lead, I think, over Gamer Olive right now. Of course, Gamer Olive has come back from 3 minutes of time loss, so it's not going to be, it's not the end of the run, as we learned yesterday. Really, is not the end until climbing to the Falcon in 5-6.
Definitely not a run ender for sure. Okay,
Yeah,
YAHOOTLES missing the jump here.
Yeah, that's
hey,
not the
it
jump I
happens,
expected to miss. Nolan missing the jump I would
it's
expect.
a tough one. YAHOOTLES falling back down to the bottom, blocked by Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh no.
This is not okay.
Okay, and the backflip.
The double backflip, looking super cool.
We'll see if
No, he
Nolan
can't-
gets this jump.
He can't.
This is a
camera
really
pan
tough
it.
one, yeah. Well, no Qui-Gon Jinn in the way to block, so that's gonna be
Yeah.
Oh, okay, on the lamp.
Yeah. Almost fell off there, but did get it, I think, was that second try or third try?
I think it was second try.
Honestly, some pretty standard gameplay just in this section
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
There's not too much here, but coming up at the end of the level is going to be where some major time can be made up, which is on cycle skips, which I think all of them are going to do. And frame perfect tricks, so there's going to be a lot of variance here. So I'm curious, who do you think of is going to get the cycle skips? I forgot. I don't think Gamer Olive actually went for cycle skips yesterday.
Gamer Olive did not go for cycle skips.
Actually, I stand corrected.
Yeah, I think Gamer Olive is going to maintain the same thing. I mean, they're exiting episode 1 with much less of a comparative time loss than before, so no issue there. I think YAHOOTLES is going to go for it. I think YAHOOTLES is going for a lot of the more complex stuff.
Oh no.
All right, there we go. It took a moment. But yeah, I think YAHOOTLES is gonna. I'm interested to see how they'll do. I don't know. You think Nolan's gonna try to go for it?
I think he'll go for it. Okay.
Oh no. slightly off there.
Yeah.
Can't he not get?
Yeah,
I don't know.
or what is Gamerall doing? Okay. Had to 2v1 that guy, that Droidica real quick, but now that's resolved, so that's good.
Oh, no one got it.
Yeah, Nolan had to make a slight adjustment there, but does end up
Yeah.
getting cycle skip, so we'll make up a little bit of time versus YAHOOTLES.
He must have slashed Maul early, so he jumped away. Because he had to
Yeah,
jump
I'm
back
not sure.
in. I don't even know that he saved time with that over YAHOOTLES then.
Yeah, I guess. I guess just making sure he didn't lose time from wall jumping away.
And YAHOOTLES with a 23:02 exit out of episode 1. So definitely gonna like that. Of course, Nolan right behind, and at this point 10 seconds is nothing. But, you know, it is 10 seconds that Nolan will have to make back. We'll see exactly how Gamerall exits now.
Yeah, I mean, already this race has a very different tempo than the previous race. Like yesterday's race, like at this point, I think Benny Moon was like already, was he like a minute ahead even yesterday? I don't even quite remember. He was like significantly ahead out of episode 1.
Yeah,
So,
Benny. Well, compared to Gamerall was like 4 minutes
yeah.
ahead. I don't think compared to the other ones was that far ahead.
Yeah, maybe I'm
Really?
thinking of like episode 2, but
Yeah, I think he got ahead later.
episode-
I mean, he was ahead in 1, but not by like a minute, I don't think.
yeah, but I think
Yeah.
regardless, it's still good to see that everyone is playing within, I guess, 30 seconds of each other, like coming out of episode 1.
And all of them going to BHP. YAHOOTLES and Nolan almost synced up on the stream and almost synced up in game with only 10 seconds of difference. Gamerall have made back a little bit of time there, seemingly. We're now back. Actually, yeah, made back a little bit of time. So that's exactly what they want to be seeing right now.
Yeah, like 11 seconds, I think.
Yeah, 11. Yeah.
Okay, so we should be seeing the 1P2C from YAHOOTLES and Nolan, and I don't think Gamer Hall does the 1P2C Room 1, if I remember correctly, but I think in general here both YAHOOTLES and Nolan should be doing, I think, more advanced strats than Gamer Olive.
So where does the 1P2C in Room 1 gain time from, P53?
I think if I remember correctly, you call them in. Actually, I don't even remember. Do you call them at the start of the level, or do you call them in Cantina?
I believe the column was in Cantina.
Yeah, I think the call-in's just in Cantina, so it just like follows from that. But yeah, you see Gamer Olive here just doing the standard 1P strat there. I mean, I don't think the two
Nolan
players
missed a light there. That's gonna
a
be
bit tough to tell, but yeah, the real thing you don't want in this room is to blank on any of these torpedoes.
Yeah, when you shoot from far away, there's definitely a higher chance that just like goes wherever it wants, which is not what you want to see. Also, did anyone episode 1 reset? I didn't even know.
Gamerall, I believe Gamerall did. Their camera went black, or their screen went black for like 30 seconds.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, missing
So that is
the
of course
light
also
there.
Missing one light, missing the other. Unfortunate, missing both lights. The one on the right missed it twice. Yeah. So Gamerall, of course, you know we're playing LTA here, so loadless. So Gamerall might be, well, I guess probably not ahead right now, but is not going to be as behind as it looks. Of course, yesterday, right? Benny finished the run first real time, but Gamerala was able to come back in LTA, which I think it makes for a fun viewing experience. Not quite knowing who won until all the cards are counted, all the hands are played. One would say.
Oh, early celebration.
That's right.
I mean, if anything, like yesterday is the proof that you should never have early celebrations.
Yeah, strategic death from YAHOOTLES last room, carrying too many studs, which makes your ship heavier and therefore slower.
Another miss on the light from Gamer Olive here.
It's unfortunate.
But oh no.
One.
Yeah, I mean the 1B2C movement in this level is just really tricky. Like anyone that has played this game before knows how tricky these ship controls are. They sort of loop the loop all over the place. I think even casual players might complain about these controls sometimes.
It's like very fast. Like if you move too much, you're just like in another location entirely. Especially like ITDS. You just like move very quickly without like doing too much of an input. So you kind of want to do smaller inputs sometimes.
Yeah, so we'll see how Gamer Olive's exit is. YAHOOTLES extending his lead over Nolan now by up to 18 seconds. Gamer Olive exiting. That is not what they want to see. The lead is dropping a little bit, is increasing a little bit. Now is 47 seconds as they both go for R4 fly. YAHOOTLES hitting, I believe, first try. Nolan hitting it first try as well.
Okay, KBS. I'm not sure. They might all go for it.
We'll see if
I think
Gamer
they all
Olive
go
does.
for it. Yeah, I mean, I think yesterday, what was it? I think only like Chroma Q didn't go for it.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like Nolan, yeah.
Yeah, Nolan didn't.
Nolan did not go for it.
Oh, are you talking about KBS or R4 fly? I was talking about R4 fly.
KBS, yeah.
Oh yeah, KBS is different. Yeah, more people don't go for KBS.
Oh
no.
Yeah. Ooh.
That's a weird place to fall off for sure.
Yeah, not gonna get the respawn there.
He's just not gonna do it.
So I guess we stand corrected. YAHOOTLES is not gonna be doing KBS.
Well.
And gonna be losing a bunch of time to the failed attempt there, like 15 or so seconds. While Gamer Olive also does not go for KBS. So 2 runners not going for it, 1 runner deciding not to go for it after failing it once. About what you'd expect. Nolan getting the clip there pretty well.
He actually failed it twice because he did a late force, so he deactivated R4, and then he just fell the second time.
Yeah.
Actually quite bad.
But yeah, that's what I like again about these, this bracket of runners. It's always interesting to see what tricks they go for, because at this level, you don't need to go for anything to compete against your peers, right? You need to go for the stuff you're good at, and you really need to not go for the stuff you're bad at, because that's how you lose a lot of time.
I mean, it's sort of tricky, right, in the racing, because like yesterday we saw like Benny Moon doing, more of the more difficult strats, and like in certain instances, like it absolutely paid off for him to do that. So I mean, it's kind of tricky, because I mean, at this level, like you can say that you should only go for, I guess, the safer stuff, but I mean, some of these strats just save so much time that like just not doing them will just build up over the entire run. So,
but that's where I think it's the discussion becomes like, certain people are just, for whatever reason. for whatever reason, good at specific things, well practiced at them. Clearly, Benny was able to do some of these strats with good consistency. At least in the run, they were pumping out well. So it's mostly, I think, about what you're comfortable with, right? Hoodles trying to get the
He
clip.
traded ghost shards, I think.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Gets it though.
He did.
Not too bad.
He did get it.
Yeah.
So
But like, I mean,
all...
we saw Hoodles do left side strats, like,
okay, all of
flawlessly.
Making, I believe all they hit like the reload.
Yeah. So yesterday, yesterday they hit the reload, I think.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think other than Nolan, pretty good from both YAHOOTLES and all of their. I mean, obviously the big thing for YAHOOTLES in Camino was that KBS miss, and so as a result, Nolan should be coming out ahead of this Camino here.
That's right. And going into two pretty long cutscenes here, I want to ask you, what are you most excited for this ladder league, broadly?
I mean, I'm very excited for these matches, to be honest. I think the play-ins are definitely the most fun to watch because you get to see some of the runners who are like less top level, see like what things they struggle with and what things they're good at, see like their potential. And that's definitely what I think is the most fun to see.
Yeah, I agree. I think for me, I'm honestly most excited about I want to see how the leapfrog works out, honestly. I'm very curious to see how that system is going to play out in practice with how we've, compared to last time. See how much it shakes up the leaderboard.
Yeah,
But P53, you were saying?
Yeah. I was gonna say the wild card will also be interesting. I wonder who's gonna get that.
Oh yeah, wildcard's going to be good. So yeah, as a reminder that it's going to be the fastest runner that does not qualify through normal means, basically, is going to be played in through a wild card system. So it'll be interesting to see how that happens. Might help out some runners that get a really good, lucky streak. Maybe midway through the event, but just aren't able to kind of climb up the ladder in time and at the right time, I guess, for that to pay off to enter through the normal bracket. Oh wow, I did not see that. 2-2 has completely equalized the scoreboard for everyone. Gamer Olive pulling out an impressive performance. Nolan falling a little bit behind in YAHOOTLES, of course, because of the missed KBS, losing terribly compared to his peers. So now they're all at basically effectively the same time going into 2-2.
I think this level could definitely show who's practiced this one the most, because you could easily lose a lot of time this level. Also, I'm not sure who will go for like this full 1 PTC. I mean, Nolan's going for it right now. But... oh, well, YAHOOTLE's down, so...
yeah, YAHOOTLE's setting not, or I guess abandoning it, gets second halfway through. Nolan going into a very dangerous room indeed. I think last time we had it wasn't a soft lock, but we had a...
Well, Appleman pushed C3PO off the spinner, which is
it sucks.
Yeah, as Zach said, I think he says that's the second worst thing that can happen to you in that room.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so all three runners currently going through the same room.
The first worst.
As always, I was about to say, Gamer Olive bombing us with Bloom in this room. So I'm glad it's waking us up for this nice late night run.
I think like the worst room in the game with Bloom, it's either like CCT or like I'm just trying to remember. Like one of the rooms is like really really bad with Bloom. Like it looks like the exposure has been cranked up to maximum.
Yes. Some of the scenes in CCT, I think it's the first CCT room because it's all a silver.
Is Bespin bad? I feel like Bespin could be bad, possibly.
Bespin's also bad, yeah, because of like the shiny hallway.
Yeah, inside, yeah.
Okay, I don't know what Olives is doing there, but
Hoodle's getting a mini kit, gonna be able to trade to use that to build a spaceship later on in the hub.
he's gonna do his mini kit rush as soon as he finishes.
That's right. Yeah, this is actually a mini kid rush tournament. We switched that yesterday night, so I hope everyone's interested in watching that. Yeah, Koodles and Nolan exiting with effectively the same time at 38-13. Well, basically, literally the same time. We'll see what the Game Realms exit is. 38-22. So anything can happen going into Jedi battle.
Honestly, the time didn't change like that much, did it? Nolan gained a bit.
No, Nolan and Gamer Olive are at the same pace right now. YAHOOTLES gained 3 seconds off of Nolan.
Oh yeah, sorry. YAHOOTLES gained.
Yeah. Yeah, one thing to keep in mind, obviously, is that as the runs go further on, the load difference between these runners will get a little bigger. So it is important to just look at the bottom of the screen there to see what the actual load, the actual load remove time differences are.
Yeah, and also see the BPTs. Those are going to be, of course, going up unless we get some golds. But best possible time, that's going to give us, if the rest of the splits are gold splits, what time the runners would be getting. Of course, unrealistic that they would all get those times, but somewhere in the 40s, a few minutes off of BPT is going to be what they're looking for.
Not sure what happened on the pillars there for Gamer Olive, but a little bit of a slow pillars one.
I think so. No one killed like a lot of droids because of the Camino clip struggling. So I think it's gonna be full gambling him here for him.
Well, yeah, I'm not sure how much these runners have prepared like all the seeds that you can encounter, because most people only prepared the small set they can see. But yeah, as you said, if you kill too many droids, we might be going past what any of these runners reasonably practice. So let's see what happens here for Nolan.
So here's a question for you, P53. At this level, are runners expected to know the same seeds that, like, top runner, maybe Jared would know? Are the seeds different, or is it more just that, like, as a top runner, you get more consistent RNG?
Well, so all of them did episode 1 reset, so they are essentially in the same range of seeds there, and nobody, I think, does it. You can't do any pre-run manip if you do episode 1 reset. I think the difference between the top runners and I guess the newer runners is just that I think the top runners, since they've played this level so much more times, they just know all the different patterns at this point. And they also have a better understanding of how many droids they want to kill. Though in episode 1 reset case, there's not too much to it. I guess Fluff, you might be able to comment a bit more on that.
Well, no one says he doesn't know any seeds. So.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and really, you don't need to actually know the seeds. Like, just resetting episode 1 will make it put you in like a set number of like possibilities already. The
Yeah.
thing that really kills you, that makes the level basically fully random, is if you just don't reset at all. Then you
Yeah.
have basically a fully random Jedi battle.
Which Nolan did not reset. I believe the only person that reset was Gamer Olive. At least the only person that I noticed have a black screen.
Yeah, I don't think anyone else reset actually.
Yeah.
Wait, for episode 1 or?
I don't believe Nolan reset on episode 1. Of course, Nolan also.
Okay, huh.
And Nolan taking it like a man, as I said in Twitch chat, and getting a 11-second lead over your Hootles and Gamer Olive, who are now basically tied in second place. Honestly, super close match right now. I'm impressed, especially compared to last race, so yesterday's race, how close these runners are. You know, having
Nolan also like something happened with the bomb. I'm not sure the bomb was not there to grab. So
yeah, I'm not. Oh no, taking.
That's an unfortunate death.
Oh yeah, Hoodle's riding the edge for like half a mile. Ooh, miss on second bear skip there by Nolan. We'll see if Hoodle's able to get it first time. Fascinating, I think, P53, where you were telling us about my second time miss for Nolan. Yahootle's making it first time for second barrier skip. See how Gamer Olive there. Not even gonna attempt. Nope. There you go.
Yeah, I think they do the full backflip there.
Oh, Nolan is having a second barrier skip disaster right now. 4 misses on second barrier skip. This is not good for the mental.
I think he just needs to hold up and then he's fine, probably.
Yeah, I mean, this is an incredibly frustrating. I don't know what that dropping was.
Yeah.
Super frustrating trick to keep missing. Finally gets it, but that's going to be a big time loss.
Yeah, he said
for Nolan. I think Yahootle's missed one. Yep, there we go.
Okay, wait, did Olive just not shoot any of... Okay.
I think, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Olive? All of them and then left.
Yeah, Olive has like a weird... So,
okay.
I think missed a couple bombs yesterday or something, but...
Nolan threading the needle there between two Hellfire droids. That was impressive.
Yeah, those droids on the ground really like to get in the way of your bombs.
That's right.
Yahootle's coming up to another one of the infamous one tries of this game.
A second Hellfire droid destroying Nolan's bomb. Nolan also missing there. There you go. Okay, let's see Yahootle's. Nice, okay. Pretty clean.
Yeah, pretty disaster level for Nolan, though.
Yeah, that's 1 minute time loss for Nolan.
Yeah.
Most of the barrier skips, but also a not super good end room. Of course, you know, right now, a moment in time loss is not the end of the world, but certainly not what you want to see if you're Nolan going into a high-risk room like Dooku.
And a successful Dooku skip from Gamer Olive. We'll see if Nolan can make this 3-4-3. Yesterday, I think it was Chroma Q that missed it, but
it was, yeah.
But you know, we have one less runner today, and we'll see.
Chroma Q getting flamed in chat, apparently. Sorry to remind you, but yeah, now a pretty routine run.
Yeah, Nolan said that he does restart episode 1, which I don't know why you do that if you're gambling, but
yeah. Well, I don't think. I mean, I don't think he intended to gamble. I guess if you reset episode 1, like you would have to like. to gamble, you would have to kill like hundreds of Camino droids to get like something like really bad, I think.
But you see, it is interesting. Like, so I remember before we even started looking into RNG, right? There was like, oh, X person would have really good runs, really good RNG, and X person would have really bad RNG. It's interesting how it works, I think, in that if you're consistent with your times, and certainly now that we're resetting on episode 1, right? Like, you might not be doing RNG manipulation, but in your mind, you know where the droids are, or you know where they probably are, right? And it does help, like knowing roughly where they might be, even if you're not like being conscious about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, if there's just like a fixed number of possibilities, like even if there's like 10 or so, like eventually you'll recognize those 10.
Exactly,
so,
yeah.
I mean, so yeah, that's why like people don't like someone like Nolan might not even know the actual banip, but if you just play those patterns enough times, like you will eventually start seeing the patterns, I guess.
That's right. Here on episode 2 exit, we have YAHOOTLES in pretty solid first place lead, 46-37. Gamer Olive, the 47-03, and Nolan, unfortunately, again falling behind due to gunship with a 47-42.
Yeah, but that's the end of episode 2 there, and I mean, now we're getting into episode 4, which yesterday, I mean, I guess episode 5 was more entertaining, but arguably episode 4 yesterday was one of the most chaotic episodes I've ever seen in the race. Just all the sorts of things that happened yesterday, and Junlin, Spaceport, Princess, and DSC. So, yeah, I'm wondering, do you think we'll get anything close to as chaotic as yesterday from any of these 3 runners?
Well, hopefully YAHOOTLES doesn't miss IT. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh.
So I'm
Yeah,
thinking
luckily,
ahead.
well, yeah, luckily he can't miss IT in episode 4, but let's hope nobody misses extras.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's gonna go for like low force probably for like Junlin.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe some EJP fast forcers. Like yesterday, I think everyone did satellite jump, which is the classic strategy. But
Yeah, I
it's
do
slow.
believe everyone went for satellite.
We might see a little bit some more new strats here as I guess we move up in the seeds.
YAHOOTLES punching for some
Yeah,
reason.
I just slapping Captain Antilles. I don't know what why he deserved it, but what can I say?
I think he's trying to pull the gun out, but you just have to pull the levers anyway, so like... Oh yeah, the bloom on this is gonna be good also.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be a good one. No Antilles slap for a gamer Olive. In fact, keeping their distance, gotta be appropriate. I don't know what is going on in Twitch chat right now. Oh, thanks, Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah, really multitasking here, throwing out bits while doing some pretty impressive rounds. Meeting C3PO here aboard the Tanty 4. Which, by the way, a fun fact, the ship that appears at the end of Revenge of the Sith is not the Tanty 4, it is actually the Tanty 3, which are both the same type of blockade runners, but it is not the exact same ship.
I mean, what's the difference? Is it just
I
like
don't know.
exactly the same except the name?
I think it is. Yeah, I think they had to. I think they had to explain a reason why, for some reason, 20 years before A New Hope, they would just happen to have to be on the same looking ship.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you want it to look the same, but I guess it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense for it to be the same. I guess just make it the same, but just change the name.
Exactly. Yeah, they made a new one. Yeah. Ooh, all gamer all of having it. Yeah, there we go. Taking a few tries there to get Ghost Hearts on 3PO. Nolan doing it first try, but Hoodles right now is still with a pretty sizable lead.
I mean, Secret Plans, I think in general, I don't know what your guys' opinions is about this, but I'd say one of the more consistent levels in the game. Mainly just all 1P2C based movement, and just that's where the time save comes down to. Really,
pretty
only
much.
very, very few tricks in the run, other than I guess the C3PO Super Crane.
I feel like the only thing that you really lose time on is like the last room, probably. Like if you
Yeah.
don't happen to kill all the guys and then they all come running at you, you're trying not to like blow up R2 while doing all that. That's like kind of the only thing I would say could happen though. Everything else is like the same every time basically.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty. I think it's a very impressive level to watch, because it showcases 1P2C very well, but it's not a level where you can mess it up like horribly, right? It's basically just it's a place for a lot of really good micro optimizations, in a way that certainly Junland also has plenty, but Junland also has plenty of macro optimizations. I think we'll see it with Fast Force Out of Bounds, which I think I agree they're probably all going to go for satellite.
Yeah, I mean, I might maybe in UJP Fast Force. I would like to see that strat. I do kind of have a liking for that strat over Slow Force, I guess, but
I mean, it's a classic, like it's an OG strat. But yeah, Veal saying it's Tantive. Oh, Tantive 4. All right. That on Wikipedia?
yeah, I guess Wikipedia would need pronunciation guides. But anyway, let's get into the gameplay. YAHOOTLES blowing up both of his characters there at the start of Junland. But honestly, one of the smaller mistakes you can make on this level, like in recent years, has just become really, really brutal with all the different tricks you can do. But yeah, as expected, not going for a Slow Force there.
Yeah, I do also want to note super quick, Nolan and Gamer Relevant are tied, basically tied, to within 6 seconds, exiting 4-1. YAHOOTLES maintaining his lead. Oh, huh. Oh, that was unfortunate.
Here it is, the strat I've been waiting for.
Keyboard. This is probably insane on keyboard, actually. Maybe this
Ooh.
Yeah.
controller, actually. I don't know.
Yeah.
But...
Yeah, this
I
is
mean,
not. Oh.
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 No, too low that one.
Yeah, it may look like you can just jump out of bounds and curve back in, but this whole area is surrounded by just slippery geometry that will just make you fall to your death. Like, you have to take a very particular
Going
line
into
there.
the transition.
Yeah, that is not the
So-
line you want to take, but
Nolan
we
also going for right side.
Oh,
Why?
no.
So yeah, can you
know-
comment on what exactly they're getting? Like they're failing to catch? Are they getting like stuck in a slide, or are they just not able to?
they're just, when they curve back in, they're hitting the slippery geometry.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here, we were talking about safe versus
This
risky
is-
strats. We might see
A
The-
disaster
For both
Okay,
of them.
YAHOOTLES does
for
have a
both
set.
of them. Yeah, well, Gamerall first try getting the satellite out of bounds.
Yeah, I mean
That was
go-
really bad. Wow,
I mean,
Nolan is still stuck doing it.
Oh no! Oh, Gamer Olive takes the death.
Okay, but see, oh, I was going to say with the death it's
what
still
is
okay,
going
but
on?
this is not.
Oh.
Okay, Nolan finally not falling to his death there in the out of bounds. Gamer Olive also underground. YAHOOTLES somehow, after all that just happened, maintains
Bantha.
the lead he went in with.
All right. Yeah, this is what I was waiting to see. You know,
This is
Yeah,
incredible.
yeah, exactly.
like
And the
yesterday.
Bantha.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the bantha from coming out of YAHOOTLES there. But yeah. Not just one episode, one level into episode 4, and we're already seeing shenanigans, and that's
Gamer Olive drowning in the quicksand. That sucks.
It looks like we're going to be seeing the triple bantha on screen here.
Yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, so now that we finished up that chaos fast force, do you guys want to speak as to why it is that like the 3 routes exist, or what the pros and cons are between them to get fast force?
yeah, I mean, the satellite, definitely the safest thing to do. I've never personally done it, but I mean, it's in the tutorial, I'm pretty sure. It's just slightly slower than doing the EGP fast force, but that one's like really hard to not slip, I feel like. Even with a lot of practice, if you're just like not derusted on it, you're just gonna like slip and lose a ton of time, which is what happened here. And then slow force is just a much harder thing to get down. But of course faster than all of them.
Yeah, it is interesting, I guess. Because YAHOOTLES and Nolan did do that, I guess, more advanced strat, Gamer Olive did have a chance there to make up a lot of time, but unfortunately wasn't able to capitalize on it. But we will see if, I guess.
Bone bridge.
Go bridge? Yeah.
Ooh.
This is like a deceptively like hard thing to do.
It is. It's effectively a pixel jump off of like 2 or 3. Okay, just giving up. Oh, that sucked.
No, yeah, there's a firing squad of Tusken Raiders there, just ready.
Got pushed off by the Tusken Raiders. More show up, fortunately able to force it in time. Wow.
Yeah, Nolan gonna be saving some time here, opting to just force the bridge.
Yeah, Gamer Olive bathed in sunlight down there. Had a little bit of trouble getting up on the mountain, but that's okay. Nolan missing.
Yeah, both YAHOOTLES and Nolan dying on those quicksand jumps there, dying in the same spot.
Nolan.
Yeah. Honestly, a lot of the jumps in this level just don't really make any sense. Like
Okay,
why
yeah.
can you even jump there? Like, to be honest.
That is,
like,
yeah, that is very true.
Yeah.
I will say Nolan has failed it like 3 times now. Almost failed it the 4th time. Fortunately, able to hit it.
That was lucky.
But I mean, just like that, Gamer Olive's back in the lead, at least visually.
Yeah, what an exciting episode 4 we're seeing. What a chaotic juggling we're seeing. Every single trick had shenanigans applied to it. And we're not going into a level that is any better when it comes to that stuff.
Okay, Nolan is
Having a bit of trouble.
Hopefully gonna clip in.
Not deciding that the stormtroopers are not worth the hassle. I'm not sure if I would agree with that, but okay, I guess finally clips it in.
Definitely would have saved time if he shot them, but
I mean, normally, like when you see these sorts of like giant mistakes, like you would expect like one runner to pull like drastically ahead, but it just looks like after all of that back and forth, Gamer Olive and YAHOOTLES are only like 16 seconds difference.
It just kind of shuffled because everyone bombed horribly in different ways. It was beautiful.
really the big loser there, I guess, was Nolan. But like to be honest, like I don't know if he played the level like that much worse than everyone else. But
No,
I
no,
guess
no.
it's just-
Nolan gained time on YAHOOTLES there. Nolan, Nolan gained like 4 seconds.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Incredible split, truly.
Okay, so what? Yeah.
Speaking of an
YAHOOTLES.
incredible split, yeah, I was not sure what's going on on your little screen there.
Having some
But
trouble. Yeah. I think
I
deciding to
don't-
just give up.
yeah, he might do the Cantina player 3 glitch, perhaps.
Yeah. Gamer Olive
Okay.
also not going for player 3 glitch.
Yeah, but just kind of.
I say this every single time I commentate an event. I miss oil split. The oil skip. Like I wish
mean-
we still had it, you know? It was so beautiful.
I mean, to
The,
be honest,
the
I don't
vibes
think,
are there.
the thing is, I don't think any of the runners on screen have been around long enough to even know, like, to have ever seen that, like, it, like actually getting used in runs.
I guess that is true. Yeah.
They might know about it. I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah, YAHOOTLES is trying to do that Cantina player 3 setup, but I think just opting to the one like 3PO.
Yeah, the one.
Opting to just play the level at the end, and
Killing 3P in the background to punish him for what he's done.
yeah, Gamer Olive does get it though. So if Gamer Olive is able to finish the level here, probably going to be gaining some time against YAHOOTLES. And of course, YAHOOTLES, because he isn't doing the player 3 strat at the end of the level, has to now face Spy Fight Skip.
Okay, 3PO wants that button for Nolan.
Yeah. And Nolan looks like he'll be also doing that as well.
Yeah, I mean episode 4, you know? A lot of fun to be had. And we are not even halfway through the exciting levels, I'd say. YAHOOTLES here, you know, pretty good movement. I think at this point, that's kind of all. I mean, that's really all there is to it.
Yeah, luckily for Gamer Olive, won't have to do any sort of movement here. Just needs to do this weird movement here to get the camera right. And we should see them taking the lead over YAHOOTLES here with a successful fry skip.
So what is a time save we would see on fry skip, you know, with an ideal starting from first room performance?
I don't remember actually. Flip, do you know off the top of your head?
Yeah, I think it's like 30, maybe.
Yeah, something. I thought it was like 20 or something, but yeah, something like that. Okay.
YAHOOTLES exiting right behind.
Yeah, very safe spy fight skip there, deactivating R2, but it's a race. You don't want to do anything.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, now Gamer Olive is back in the lead. By more than 30 seconds. Yep, you know, I mean, Obi-Wan, did he deserve that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Nolan didn't even get the death to, I guess, reactivate R2 early. So that's like the safest you can possibly take it, I guess. But yeah, both of them are going to be losing significant time versus Gamer Olive there. So honestly, you know, kind of a reversal of the last race for Gamer Olive. Now, I mean, reasonably ahead, though honestly, let's see, the difference, like 30 seconds of difference isn't that much at this stage of the race. But
I mean, yeah, we learned last race, and 30 seconds is nothing until you are on that end platform investment.
It is an interesting question, I think, just for races in general. Like, do you prefer to be ahead early, or do you prefer to be behind early? Like, what is better for the racing mentality?
That's a good question. Yeah, I think it just has to depend on, like, you know, the type of person you are. Like, if you're someone who has like that, you know, good mentality of while Gamer Olive, by the way, is getting this out of bounds filled the first time. If you're someone who's able to tolerate it, I think you know what I would say? I think the best option is to not know. Is what I would say. Like Gamer Olive yesterday.
Yeah, yeah, as it was they said yesterday. Yeah, they we saw that it was close, but they had no idea.
Exactly. So because Gamer Olive didn't know, they were, they weren't affected in the negative sense, but they also weren't like, oh yeah, I'm set. Like I don't need to do, like
what were you
try
gonna say,
hard.
Flop?
YAHOOTLES jumping in the crane.
Oh.
No, I think.
Yeah.
I think being like knowing, for me, knowing your head at the end, I like knowing that. I mean, that was kind of what happened to me last year, is I didn't get ahead until the end, and then once I was ahead in the end, I was like, okay, I can win this. But I would also agree that just not knowing at all means you could just like play the run, and like you only have to think about what everyone else is doing.
YAHOOTLES trapped in the elevator here.
This.
Oh no!
Yeah, this is classic.
Yeah, was trying to do the Obi-Wan backup shot, but yeah, now has Han trapped in the elevator for a little bit.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
I guess he took too long.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the exact mechanic is, but like
yeah,
like that elevator just brings up stormtroopers, and I guess when all the stormtroopers are gone, it goes back down to go bring up more, but that can like trap you in there if you're not careful.
Yeah, Nolan also taking his time there.
Oh,
wait, Hoodle almost fell off.
Oh yeah. I'm curious actually, who for the predictions, like who did the audience favor for this race? I mean, I actually haven't looked at the numbers.
Yeah, let's take a look. Take a look here.
YAHOOTLES, yeah, doing a little bit of movement there, choosing to get the helmet, I think, to be really safe, ensuring that there's a de-aggro here. I mean, yeah, I think Gamer Olive is going to be picking up more time from this split once again. So, good job to them.
Now, I don't think they're doing trash, right?
I don't think they did it yesterday. I think yesterday...
well,
only
Gamer
Benny...
Olive... Yeah, Benny did trash skip. And so
Benny did trash yesterday.
That was crazy.
Oh, Nolan... Oh, loses a helmet... Because is not able to build that in time. Oh, that is really unfortunate. Gonna have to go back with Chewie.
Yeah, the aggro rules, I think, for these two rooms can be kind of weird. Like, there's all sorts of things that you don't want to do in the preceding room to make sure that the enemies don't aggro you in that room. But also, I think if you just position yourself badly there on the build, like you sometimes can just get your helmet shot off, though that's pretty rare.
Well, let's see how Gamer Olive does with a now even more sizable lead
like a
on the YAHOOTLES.
lead. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, just to, so no trash skip as expected, but I mean, just to emphasize the stake of the race, these are still the play-ins, so only one person will be making it out of this race. 2 people must go home, so
that is right.
There's no choice for second place here.
Yeah, Nolan, unfortunately, partially because of losing that helmet there, is now 2 minutes behind Gamer Olive.
Wait, is YAHOOTLES? Okay,
nope.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I thought he was for a second.
So I don't know if Nolan's going to want to go for trash skip here to make some time. But I guess this goes back to your question, like, do you play riskier when you're in last? Because if you don't play risky, you're going to lose anyway. Or do you play less risky because the last thing you want is to go from 2 minutes behind to 4 minutes behind?
I mean, as we know, no one has ever won a race being 2 minutes behind.
That's right,
Definitely has
exactly.
never happened. So
That's
Never
true.
happened. But yeah, so like I wonder, and I'm sure Nolan can tell us because he's been
I
on,
guess
on the stream for half of the run.
the
What is the approach here? Do you want to kind of like scale your way through the rest of the? Oh,
well, I mean,
oh.
we're seeing trash get from Nolan
Yeah.
here, so I
Okay.
think we have a response if he gets the clip out. I mean, that's the clip, but honestly, these days, that's the easy part. This part right here, the movement is no joke. This is the part that really makes or breaks it.
Yeah, YAHOOTLES, by the way, losing the helmet
Oh,
on Han, so that sucks. Let's see how Ripmore goes for Gamer Olive.
yeah, Nolan taking
Ooh,
his time
nice.
there. Does get it.
Good trash skip, so that's going to be exactly what he was looking for. But again, it's risky. Is he going to keep going for more of those? Gamer Olive losing a helmet, taking a loss there on Ripmore, but finally able to get the out of bounds.
Yeah, I think the runners had trouble on Ripor yesterday as well.
Yes. First try on YAHOOTLES, although he did have the helmet cost beforehand.
Yeah, but honestly, both Gamer Olive and Gamer Olive and YAHOOTLES lost the helmet. They're basically in the same boat here.
Yeah.
We'll
Well,
see if
who has a helmet?
Yeah, Nolan. But let's not say anything though, because that might affect whether he will have a helmet in the next couple
That's
of
true.
seconds.
All right.
He got it.
First try, Ripmore with a helmet. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. Okay, YAHOOTLES being very careful there with the spline. Gamer Olive going a little bit quicker. Nolan's gonna... Yeah, also definitely hitting that spline.
I mean, that's definitely gonna help Nolan.
Yeah. I will say also, Gamer Olive playing very well so far is I think a minute ahead of PB.
Yeah, Gamer Olive... Oh, really?
Of at least the 240, 250. Not sure if that's like a fake split or anything, but I think that's correct.
Nice.
I mean, yesterday they were almost ahead if you just didn't have the pod frog miss, so a lot of potential there from Gamer Olive.
Misses the first, there we go.
Wait, YAHOOTLES is 1P2 singers, I guess.
Oh. But still nails it.
Nice. It's really important, you gotta have the second jumper.
Yeah.
First. I mean, what can we say? What can we say? Nolan is now less than a minute behind Gamer Olive.
Yeah, that was just
a
really
flawless, a really good DSC combined with taking the risk with trap skip. The other two runners not deciding to do so, which is probably a good decision, but closes the leads. They're now no longer that off from each other. So we'll have to see how Rebel Tech goes.
Yeah, yesterday there was quite a lot of blanks on Rebel Attack, so hopefully that will not happen today.
Yeah, Gamer Olive having a really unfortunate Rebel Attack.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that many blanks, ever. Combined.
Yep.
Now, will we get a dunk is the question.
This first torpedo there from Gamer Olive, already
Blank
significantly
already.
better than yesterday.
Yeah, much cleaner, I mean, I will will say, not to curse anything, but so far, other than the incredibly entertaining Junlin, this has been a relatively clean episode 4 from all runners.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
I guess except for Nolan, but then he immediately made it back in
I guess
DSC.
it crashed. Yeah, DSC. I mean, YAHOOTLES really actually in that DSC clawed back quite a bit of time from Gamer Olive. Like the difference is once again back to 14 seconds, which, we might end up exiting this episode like basically, neck and neck.
Yeah.
Okay, YAHOOTLES almost missed hitting that last target.
Alright, YAHOOTLE's gonna get the out of bounds first try. Let's see if he's able to pull it through all the way to the end. He's able to. Alright, nice, pretty clean. Nolan also doing the same. Out of bounds on Rebel Attack, also able to make it through. Gamer Olive getting a little bit closer, but also able to make it through.
They're all
very
really
clean,
close.
all runners. Yeah.
They're all in the same cutscene, which is kind of crazy.
Very exciting trench section from these two runners,
Yeah, I mean, it's
I don't think you can
they're-
get hit there if you just do nothing.
Yeah, it's very well designed.
Good D-pad up movement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to check, because I knew this at one point, what the name of the TIE fighter pilot.
Oh, that shoots Vader's TIE fighter ship?
Yeah, well, the one that goes, look out! And then
Oh.
crashes into Vader.
Yeah,
I knew his name at some point in my life.
I think the chat would be really excited to know that tidbit.
Yeah, let's check it out.
But I mean, I guess while you go look at that, since we are going to be entering, I guess, a very cutscene heavy period here, I guess, 3 episodes are done already. Have any of your predictions for the races changed at all? Or are you just sticking with the people you predicted at the start?
I mean, I picked YAHOOTLES, and YAHOOTLES is, doing fine still, so.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Gamer Olive has the ability to pull through here. At this point, YAHOOTLES has gained back, they're the time he had over Gamer Olive, so who knows what will happen. But I'm impressed, honestly, that we are exiting episode 4 so consistent, so close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, pace at 20 seconds of difference.
Yeah.
So were you able to discover the name of this?
So in Legends, he is DS613. Nickname Backstabber. In canon, he's still nicknamed Backstabber, but has no call sign. Which is very unfortunate.
Was he named Backstabber as a result of shooting Vader's ship, or was he already called Backstabber before he even?
I presume so, because I can't imagine Vader was like, "Yo, I gotta get my lead squad set up. Get Backstabber on the line."
Yeah, I need Backstabber.
Yeah, Backstabber's got to be here. So, but I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, he died, right? In A New Hope,
Yeah. So he. Yeah,
because he died. His nickname after he died.
I assume so. But yeah, because he bounced off Vader and then ran into the left wall of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is a posthumous nickname. This is not a nickname. People weren't going around calling him Backstabber, when he was alive.
Exactly. Well, actually, hold on. Let me just make sure. Yes, yeah, this is the one I knew. Mythal is the other one. Mythal's the one that simply gets shot.
Okay.
Nicknamed Mauler. And apparently, it turns out that Vader didn't they weren't like his wingmen normally. They just kind of like Vader was just walking and was like, "You two come with me."
Oh, I see. They're just random people. They off the
Yeah.
corridors of the Death Star. You're saying? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, now we got to get back on topic because gameplay is starting again. Opening a corridor of Jabba's really not too much I think can happen wrong in this room other than losing your helmet, which I haven't seen for a while, but there's already been a couple of helmet losses in this run, so who knows. Pretty standard opening from all of them. This room, yeah, I'd say fairly easy in just normal any percent, but is very different in the any percent BTT. This level in general has a lot of really cool segmented only strat. So if people are curious, that's a cool video to check out if you have the time later. You can see
Yeah.
that on the TCS Speedruns YouTube channel.
I highly recommend. It's fascinating to see. Obviously everything's performed at an elite level, but yeah, also you get to see those types of tricks that just are not feasible or are not worth doing in real runs.
Yeah, I mean, and Floppy, I think you did some segments specifically for this level in BTT, right?
Yeah, well, I grinded the first room for a while, which is like the hardest thing ever.
Yeah,
But
yeah, that sucks as a segment.
I did it for so long, but then Core got it. Thankfully, I was like, oh, I don't have to do this anymore. And then I did the next room, did Spiderfall, which honestly didn't take that long, which is kind of surprising, but definitely one of the coolest segments, I think. Also, Yahootles like lost the helmet. And he had to go back.
That's unfortunate.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, we are the commentators. Anything we say
Yahootles-
will come true.
Yeah.
For some reason, offing Luke Skywalker while he was building the platform, so there was a bit of time there. Also, force choking a Gamorrean guard instead of lifting the platform. Getting blocked a bit by a Bomar monk.
Some droid avoid shenanigans right now.
Yeah, Gamer Olive not.
You low down, I think.
There you go.
Yeah, definitely too low down. Yeah, that trick luckily you can reattempt multiple times. Really, I think the only major mistake you can make on it is if you force it too much, the object will just break and you can't do the trick anymore. But happening to none of them there, all able to get the trick.
I do want to note Nolan getting spiderless. I mean, after a few tries, but way before anyone else's. Gamer Olive is just now making it up there. And Yahootles, of course, after losing the helmet, is going to be a little bit delayed. Nolan succeeding with spiderless. Yahootles on it. Gamer Olive getting the clip. We'll see how well they're able to navigate.
I'm actually not sure how far ahead Nolan is, because I think RTA, Yahootles, and all have like lost a bunch.
Yeah, on loads.
The game.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 Okay, all three pretty clean there.
Yeah. The rock.
Yeah. And really in this room, you just want to make sure the Rancor doesn't get stuck. So you just need to make sure to position yourself such that the Rancor doesn't get like those tiny rocks on the floor there. The Rancor can just get stuck on them, so you want to make sure you pass around them.
and that is Jabba's Palace for Nolan and for Gamer Olive. YAHOOTLES a tiny bit behind. We'll see how that works out with loads removed in just a second. Nolan exiting first with a 126.41. Of course, that does not mean that he's ahead.
Right.
Yep, because Gamer Olive is still exiting 30-ish seconds ahead. So making a little bit of time up over the episode 4 exit. And YAHOOTLES still pretty equally on track.
But, you know, all of this stuff, all of these, all these time differences we see right now could all just get completely upended by this next level. I guess.
That's right.
Which one of you would like to talk about this level, I guess? And all the fun that can happen in it.
I guess I'll talk about it. I've been practicing this recently because it's like probably my worst level, honestly. Like every part of room 1 is like so much can happen with like taking damage. Because I mean, we could see a skiff jump miss, which would be pretty insane to see, but we could see a missed camera pan skip. We could see the characters getting stuck in a just constant death when getting onto like the main skiff area, and missing, of course, the jump across the platforms. I mean, there's just like so many deaths that could happen here, but I mean, hopefully none of that happens.
Yeah, I think the big problem, right, with this level, right, is not necessarily that any individual trick is super hard. Of course, we're not even talking about disco right now, right? It's that there's a lot of tricks, and all of them have non-obvious backups to do them optimally, right? Like if you miss skiff jump, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Pulling out is like a good Boba fight here.
Yeah.
Which Nolan does not do. Still takes a death. I mean, it's only one death, but still
Slashing with
takes
the
a death.
lightsaber there, but yeah, eventually getting it. I think, if I remember correctly, we used to do tier lists for all the episodes. I think we did them for like every year, pretty much, and for a while, this level was right there at the bottom. This was, I think, pretty universally one of the most hated levels in the game. Actually, do you know how many of the, I guess, the runners here will be doing Pixel Disco, if at all? Yeah, yesterday in the race, very inconsistent use of Pixel Disco, but
I think YAHOOTLES might do it. I forget what he said, but I feel like I could see him doing it. Okay, I guess Olive's not doing topless, I guess.
yeah, they didn't do it yesterday. I think, yeah, I think Chroma Q didn't do it, and Gamer Olive didn't do it yesterday.
So I mean, you don't have to worry about missing that, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, yesterday I think Appleman tried to do it, but did end up losing time to do it. So it goes back to what we were discussing earlier about risk versus reward, and YAHOOTLES there taking the risk and not paying off there, dying twice. All right, but let's focus on Nolan there. Here comes the moment of truth, the disco skip.
Fourth time for YAHOOTLES, by the way.
Yeah, Nolan really
Fifth time
taking his...
is the charm.
Yeah.
He's gonna get it eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, brick by brick.
Yeah, Nolan's really taking his time to set this up.
Yeah,
and
what is happening?
And here's the thing with Pixel Disco, right? Like theoretically, it's all
he didn't even
execution
get it!
now. Yeah,
He didn't get it.
it's all execution now, but like in a way,
Olive gets
each of the
first try.
Yeah, in a way, like each of the misses are just way worse than the original one, I guess, because you spend all this time trying to set it up, and then you build that last brick, and it just fails, and then you have to build it all over again.
You have to get it.
Yeah.
YAHOOTLES a little bit delayed there, but if YAHOOTLES get this before Nolan, I'm gonna go insane.
Yeah, as you see the side-by-side nudging of Chewie there, just
Yeah, this is absurd.
The
Oh,
synced
no.
up build. Oh my
This is
God.
so.
I mean, you
And
know,
Olive's
what
just
is
chilling on the
Olive-
top of the sail barge.
Oh, cruising right now.
yeah, this is a disaster for both Yahootles and Nolan.
Okay,
Finally,
you
both get it at the same time.
I mean,
Oh.
this is what happens when you say
Yeah.
a skip is solved, you know.
Yeah, that's
But
rough.
but any
Oh,
of the
Yahootle's
gamer
accidentally going like to the right for some reason.
pretty much synced up actually with this
Yeah.
cutscene. Though the load times are going to be very different. But yeah, if you're a Gamer Olive fan right now, you're celebrating, you know. And as these two runners, I guess, close out this end platform, which also many things can go wrong on this end platform. Actually, does the Hoodles have the power up? No, I don't think so. Actually, did
No,
any of them have the
no.
power up? Well, that's another thing that can go wrong on this end platform. But I mean, hopefully our viewers can see why this level has been consistently voted one of the worst levels in the game ever since probably 2019, I would imagine.
Yeah, Nolan took a death there. Yahootles finally gets it. Nolan getting blocked on that final plaster bolt. What is it
You
reflecting
can't hit
off
it
of?
from, you can't hit from there, can you?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, cool. Well, that was really bad.
Interesting.
Wow. Yahootle's losing a minute off of Gamer Olive. Nolan is
Nolan should
gonna...
have gambled maybe, and he would have probably saved time.
Yeah. Yeah, now losing 2 minutes off of Gamer Olive. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Is
What?
Pixel Disco like?
I don't know what's going on.
I'm not saying it's more consistent or not, but is it worth it?
Well,
I
here's
think
the thing. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Flop. Go ahead.
maybe they don't know what it looks like.
Okay.
Because I feel like you should not take like 30 seconds to set it up and then miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, for sure. In those 30 seconds, you could have tried 3 times, but I don't know.
I think, I mean, like any strat, you know, you gotta, I guess you just gotta, you know, to put the practice in, you know. And yeah, as you said, you know, the fact that they were like really taking the time to set it up there, that's not normal. I guess I think most like higher level runners that know the trick will set it up much quicker than that.
Mm-hmm. So maybe, it's going back to the conversation from earlier, like at this level, I feel like you have to know what will help you and what tricks or what strats you're are just going to end up burning your time.
Yeah,
Especially I think in a tournament setting.
Yeah, though honestly, compared to yesterday, I wouldn't like. Is this still better than yesterday? Because like yesterday there was like disco disasters too. I think Appleman had like one of the biggest disco disasters ever.
I mean, certainly disco is not solved, right? But like Nolan, they'd lose a minute and a half there over Gamer Hall.
I think it's only not solved in the play-ins. I think that's our conclusion.
That is true.
But yeah, I guess that might be a good time to say it now. I guess coming up, this is after this this event, we will be going into the proper ladder. Week 1 of the ladder will be starting next week, and yeah, you're gonna see a whole spectrum of different play styles, all the way from rung 1, where all the top runners are, all the way down to the lowest rung. So yeah, make sure to stay tuned for that. And once again, for those wanting to know more information about the league, !info in the chat, and for those looking to see how the predictions are run for this event, !predictions.
I mean, pretty standard speeder.
Yeah, speeder. Honestly, one of the I guess the episodes, one of the levels in this episode that relatively consistent. But now we're on Endor, so we're not going to get that big of a break because this level, depending on what they do, has the chance to swing this lead. Even though I guess both YAHOOTLES and NOLAN are behind Gamer Olive at this point, I think this level has quite the potential to swing the lead either way. Gamer Olive, I think yesterday did not do the 12 button skip, so I mean, I'm not sure about YAHOOTLES and NOLAN, but if any of them, I guess, choose to pull it out, they might stand to save quite a bit of
Yeah,
time.
YAHOOTLES. I don't think he should, but he might do it. He has done it in. I did a race against him, and he was doing it, and it took him a while. So I don't think it's a good idea. It's on keyboard is the thing as well.
Oh yes.
And pretty hard on keyboard.
I mean, I guess in general, like, I guess you want to explain like sort of what the differences are between the control styles in this game, keyboard and controller.
Yeah. So there's actually a lot. I mean, it's not a lot, I guess, but there's plenty of situations where you kind of want to be able to pan the camera, and it's like YAHOOTLES is doing double controller here, where he's doing both players. I mean, double keyboard, sorry. Double keyboard, so both players on keyboard, which means you can't do like any camera panning of any sort. And also any like kind of fine lines that you want to take where you need an angle that's not perfectly upright, perfectly up left, whatever. You just like can't do it. So something like 12 bun skip, it's actually quite hard to do because you need more angles than just the ones that he has on keyboard. Whereas everyone else kind of does controller and keyboard. And so player 1 has a lot more control, and you don't really need to have that much control on player 2 for the most part. Obviously, we have like God Fraud where we're using 2 controllers, but I mean in general, you're not really doing double controller in the run, although obviously you can. So yeah, that's kind of the risk that YAHOOTLES is running at this, because he can't do a lot of those fine angles, and so kind of all of his lines are going to be a little worse for the most part.
Yeah, and I think YAHOOTLES is coming up, so we'll see what happens there. But I think NOLAN, no ghost hearts, if I'm seeing that correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might cost him quite a bit in the bunker and perhaps even earlier on. But yeah, looks like YAHOOTLES will not be doing 12 button skip. I mean, I think I agree with you. Probably not the move.
Yeah, good idea.
Actually,
I don't know what he's doing.
Nolan having a
yeah,
bunch of trouble. There you go, finally hitting sled.
Yeah, had to do, I guess, some weird character management there, and YAHOOTLES also ends up losing ghost hearts in that process, because if you swap your characters around, you'll lose ghost hearts.
Fortunately, I think pretty safe right now.
Two is stuck.
Ooh.
And so, like, why does that even happen? Like, why does C3 just like choose to?
Is there two? Okay.
Okay, he's there now.
Yeah, there it is.
That's.
But yeah, I think depending on the lines and how fast you play the room, C3PO just has a chance of getting stuck there. And I think usually in races, at least back in the day, people would just always check and make sure C3PO didn't get stuck there. But yeah, if you're playing a little more risky, you might choose not to check. And that could pay off, or you could have to go back for 3PO there.
All of it's just like so far ahead right now. This is kind of crazy.
Yeah, this is becoming a dominating lead. And I think, you know, this is where you can tell the difference when it comes to not necessarily being good at skips, but just having consistency. I think throughout the whole run, you've seen Olive just maintaining like I don't know, I don't want to say professionalism, but you know, like a sense of control over the game that Yahootles and Nolan certainly, you know, we saw a trash skip, right? We saw all this stuff, but if like the moment to moment movement isn't being executed right, you're just gonna keep losing small chunks of time.
Yeah, I mean, also the big thing here is just no major disasters, you know, and both Yahootles and Nolan, right? And Gamer Olive, I mean, just to check on them versus PB, is still a minute ahead of PB at this point. So, I mean,
Yeah,
really a great pace.
incredibly impressive performance. Nolan is having some issues here with the super jump. Finally hits it.
I feel like all of his super major mistakes since like Junlin maybe.
No, and to be fair, everyone made a mistake in Jump. Everyone made 10 mistakes in Jump.
Yeah.
So
I think all possible mistakes were made in Junland other than strats
That's
they
right.
didn't go for. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I'll be
Oh
interested
no,
to see.
Nolan!
Oh no, C3PO falling down.
Yeah.
I'm
I don't
I'm
think I've
interested
ever
to
seen
see
that
what
before.
The double
no.
pump. R2, okay.
Okay. I don't think you usually do that camera fanscape with R2, right? Or
No.
I mean,
maybe.
not usually.
But
We're living in unusual times here, right? We're living in Gamer Olive 23rd seed with a
yeah.
taking a death there from Nolan.
I mean, that's the
Extremely
ghost hearts
commanding it.
different. Yeah, just look at all the deaths
Another
with
Yeah.
death.
yeah,
Oh
without ghost hearts. It's really adding up. Just that earlier mistake in the level.
yeah.
Okay, left side. Ultra kill.
Taking a death with actually yeah, that's not
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, Yahootles is now exiting end door, which makes me nervous to see how far behind Nolan will exit.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous here from Gamer Olive. Just has to. Yeah, there you
Okay,
go.
there we go. I am worried for Yahootles here if he's doing this on double keyboard because his ultra kill double keyboard is certainly something.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he learned a lot from Justin, I guess, on this trick.
I guess you just safety slash like a lot. Like I don't
Yeah.
like you can't really be too confident in your angle, I feel like.
Yeah, I think I'm actually not sure exactly how Justin does it, but yeah, but like I assume like you either have to play really safe or you just have to really know the keyboard movement.
Yeah, no, Nolan. Oh, I was gonna say 3 minutes. 3:20 behind Gamer Olive.
I mean, not only that, look at the BPT. Like,
Yeah, BPT has skyrocketed for Nolan and Yahootles. Gamer Olive is basically what it was at the start. I think maybe it's gone up by like 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean really consistent, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, Yahootles got ultra kill.
Well, you did talk about missing IT level earlier, so this is the level if it is
we're
to
here.
happen. But before we even get to that, how is this torpedo RNG going for Gamer Olive?
Not great, it seems like.
It could be worse.
Yeah. I mean, I would take this, honestly.
I did not think that torpedo was going to go for that shield generator, but that's fine. Oh, okay, yeah, getting a few torpedoes there.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, so trying to kill all the TIE fighters there, because if you kill a TIE fighter, you get a respawn, you're able to get more possible torpedo drops through more TIE bombers. Yeah, I mean, not the greatest first room of all time, certainly not the worst. Switching over to Gamer Olive's audio, now that they seem to be in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, yeah, I'm just not gonna say anything, you know, because episode 5, you know, just look what happened yesterday. So
always episode 5. It's tough, right? Because episode 5 has so many possible huge time losses. But at this point, like Nolan, for example, or YAHOOTLES, they're hoping for Gamer Olive to, either to make 3-4 minutes of mistakes, which is possible, 100%. But that's a lot, and that's to break even.
And they have to play, like, decently well. We could see, like, a panel soft block or something. You never know. I mean, this is not a...
yeah,
A dropout, okay.
I don't remember that drop off from yesterday. I guess I wasn't paying attention, but
Unless they're just, like, trying to, like, protect the heart. I don't know. They're not doing
maybe,
multi-peak.
yeah. Let's see what the heart count is after they drop in P2 here. Yeah, don't want to blank on these.
I think that's maybe one.
Yeah, respectable decision.
That hit, I believe.
Yeah, that should be good. Okay, yep. Infinite torpedoes from Gamer Olive.
Very crucial.
Yeah, that is an extra where, yeah, you like in Falcon Flight, if you don't have that extra, you're losing so much time. And I don't think any of these runners know even the backups that you have to do for it. Like if you miss it.
Knows it.
Does he know?
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
He knows it.
Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's not a very common backup to know. But because honestly, this isn't too common of a situation. But yeah, good to know. I hope he never has to.
Again?
Oh no, yeah, that's.
Is he gonna hit it? He has one more torpedo. Okay, he got it.
Okay.
He is gonna have to like farm torpedoes from the core though.
Yeah, that's always a little bit dangerous, you know, because it's really easy in this room. Just you fire one of your torpedoes and you think it hit, and you get the other one, and it's like I'm done. But then you realize one of them blanked, and now you're on the clock to get IT before the core moves you to the next room. Yeah, farming torpedoes here.
Is he gonna get?
Or
Did he get it?
actually,
No,
where are the torpedoes?
he did not get that torpedo. I don't think.
Huh. Well, this might be what Nolan needs.
This is very slow. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. What is going on? Oh, there's the
Oh, there's
torpedo.
one. Okay, he
Yep, there you
making
go.
sure. Okay, he
Collecting it first. All right.
messaged me before and he was like saying that he's gonna play it safe. So that's very safe.
Yeah. Doing a backflip there for, just some style
For
points,
fun.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Though actually, I'm not familiar with, because you say YAHOOTLES knows the backup. Like, has he missed this before? Like, I don't actually know the
Yeah.
backstory here.
I think he's missed. I mean, he's missed this 2 runs in a row for
Oh,
sure. Maybe 3. I mean, he won't have to do it this time, so
yeah. I mean, for a race, you gotta play it safe. You know.
I believe last time he did the backup and then he went too far out of bounds and then like deloaded the entire room. And so he
Oh, and Falcon
restarted.
Flight.
Yeah, because he's trying to hit the transition at the back, but then if you kind of mess up the camera, it just keeps extending, and so then he just couldn't get it to turn back around to him.
Yeah, the camera is really weird in that game. Like, if you're even like a little bit too far out of bounds, the camera just like pulls away from the map until you just can't see anything anymore. So. But yeah, unfortunately with everyone out of there, we're now into a bit of a lull for the run. Basically, everyone's going to be on auto scrollers for the next couple of minutes.
Did anyone miss VSB? I don't know if that's happened, but
Not yesterday, no. And luckily, Zach is not playing this year, so maybe we won't have any misses.
that is true. He is known to miss VSB.
Yeah, like yesterday, Gamer Olive is going to be doing the standard, well, yeah, the one-player version of Coruscant, so you will see them taking
Yeah.
a death intentionally at the end of the level. I think probably both YAHOOTLES and Nolan are doing the 1p2c strat. I think everyone else did the 1p2c strat yesterday. Since we're in an auto-scroller though, Hav, I guess, this might be the time for some more facts, I think.
Pull this up. All right, let's get back into the what we really care about here.
Right.
Um,
I mean, tell us about Battle over Coruscant. Is there anything interesting in this level?
yeah. So actually, I learned yesterday that the ARC 170 fighter, right, which everyone knows is the one that the clones fly that have like the wings where like the sub wings open up. Was used by the Galactic Empire for a while. I was under the impression it wasn't, but yeah, ARC 170 fighter, it's classic. It's heavy fighter. Yeah, it's not much else to say really.
Not much to say about this level, I guess.
Yeah, it's such a boring level that I can't even tell you gimmick facts about it.
I guess. Yeah. Well.
But yeah, it's
I mean,
it's a good one.
To be clear, like there are ways to save time. Like everything the runners are doing here, like actually will save you time over like a casual run through of this level. It's just like visually, it's just two ships flying forward.
Yeah, it's just two ships flying forward. Yeah.
Yeah, all of them did take a death.
Yep. And so as a result, we'll be getting this faster movement here at the end section. I mean, that's just so visually synced on Nolan and YAHOOTLES' screen. Like,
It's
obviously,
crazy, actually.
yeah, there's a difference load-wise there, but I mean, you really get to see the side-by-side of how they're playing these different strats.
Yeah, really. Yeah, hugging each other with their spaceships in the
Yeah.
same way that two exogorths may hug each other every 10 million years when they meet up
Well, I mean, we're
to
not at the
compare the
level.
stuff they've eaten.
Well,
That's
we're
right. Yeah,
not.
we'll
We're not
save
at
the
that level
exogorth
yet.
conversation. That's right. That's right.
Yeah, that's always a classic fact. But yeah, in general, I think with the 1P2C movement on on Battle over Coruscant, it's two things. You want to keep the two ships like roughly close to each other because they kind of push each other forward for a little bit of a speed boost. And also when the camera turns, Nolan taking a death there. In the 1P2C strat, you don't want to take a death. But yeah, so you keep the two ships out, and also you want to position your ship such that when the camera turns, you're generally, I think, following the camera roughly. And that also does speed up your playthrough of the level. Nolan taking another death. What even happened there?
I don't know if that was intentional. Gamer hasn't killed everyone. There we go.
Yeah. Actually, so
Slicing
you see
the
what?
air, you never know that that vent might have an enemy in it.
They're
Yeah,
hiding.
why did Nolan? Yeah. Well, why did Nolan take two deaths there? Like, did you just hit one of the?
I
I have no idea.
No.
I don't know. I don't think it was intentional.
Yeah.
I'm watching a more fun level right now.
That's
Oh,
right.
well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Gamer Olive had a bit of trouble getting up there, but not going to be a problem.
Yeah, I guess now is the time to bring up. So Gamer Olive did have a disaster here yesterday on the Chancellor Super Jump, getting the Super Jump storage. It basically blocks you from doing the Super Jump unless you know how to reset it. So we'll see if Gamer Olive has learned the lesson about the Super Jump today, and will set the correct spawn point. You just want to make sure R2 does get a little bit away from the wall so you get the Super Jump. And yeah, looks like getting it out there a little bit low, but you can still recover it here. You just need to
might
do
take a little
more
bit
of these
longer.
rotations, yeah, up the slope. And yeah, it
First
looks
try,
like
not bad.
Gamer Olive has learned the lesson from yesterday. Very solid.
There we go. Yeah, Hoodles is now coming into Chancellor, so. Oh, also Nolan, so we'll see how they perform. Yeah, one more painful obstacle cleared for Gamer Olive. At this point, the rest of episode 3, of course, we got library skip. Weird stuff might happen in Grievous, but generally not too many big surprises.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the shortest episode at this point.
Oh yeah.
It's sort of an interesting pacing thing in the run because generally, the original trilogy episodes have more complex levels than the prequel trilogy, and it's sort of interesting to have sort of this episode nestled in between all of like I guess after episode 4 and episode 6, which are really tough episodes.
Yeah,
I guess
pacing
wise, I think it does make the run a little bit interesting. Like,
I agree, and especially because this episode starts with Coruscant. Like, I do think that there's certain element of like you're kind of taking a break, right? And it's not trivial, right? There's hard tricks here, but it's not episode 5.
yeah.
And we're almost into the most fun level, Grievous.
Oh yeah, of course.
And
Talking
do you
about
have anything to
excitement.
say about that fun level?
I cannot get under a 130.
Oh no. Yeah, you went 800 by 600?
That I get one heart if I do 800 by 600
Oh
every
no.
time.
Yeah. Well,
I know there's like some strat that Revy was showing me that you like stand in like I guess the like kind of upright of the rock and then you like pan the camera and I guess it like works for some people. I don't know.
yeah, that's the newer one. But a bit of a weird thing happening with YAHOOTLES. YAHOOTLES, I think, not
He's
choosing to do
not
the
doing
super jump,
CSing. Yeah.
but he also missed the Dooku cycle skips, where I guess you don't see this that much anymore, but like you see him timing these jumps here.
Ooh, missed it again.
Yeah, what you want to do is you want to hit Dooku just as he's about to like force you back. If you time it just right, you can skip that. Yeah, so you see him doing those like jumps there. Wasn't able to get it this time, so Nolan was actually able to pull ahead, I guess, from that, even though he had like a disaster in Coruscant.
Yeah, Gamer Olive, by the way, getting 2 4-heart cycles.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Bless
So
PC.
this should be it. Yeah, bless PC. There we go. Pretty
Yeah.
quick Coruscant for Gamer Olive.
I mean, look at the splits. This might be the first time we've seen somebody 2 splits ahead.
Yeah, that was a very impressive.
I mean,
it's
Grievous is a short
impressive.
level, so
Yeah, it's a
that's
short
the reason
level.
why. But
yeah, but like it's impressive, but also rip your hoodles. It's impressive, but it's Grievous. There's not really much you can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you want, and I mean, pace-wise, still a minute ahead of PB. Like, really, this pace is not slowing down.
A minute ahead of PB, multiple minutes ahead of both YAHOOTLES and Nolan. So we'll see what both of their Chancellor exits end up being. Gamer Olive going into Kashyyyk, movement heavy, but not very trick heavy level. So I think for Gamer Olive, who seems to thrive in the clean execution, not flashy execution, I think this is going to be a pretty natural level for him.
Oh yeah, also YAHOOTLES is on 800 by 600. And I'm pretty sure he plays the whole Chancellor room on 800 by 600.
Oh,
Because
sick.
He's on keyboard, and so he can't like do the queuing for Grievous, I guess. And so he's just like playing on 800 by 600.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nolan almost 4 minutes behind Gamer Olive. YAHOOTLES not that much better at 3 minutes 20. So this is becoming a very commanding lead for Gamer Olive. And more importantly, that lead is extending through the endgame.
Yeah, and I mean, with the Grievous that Gamer Olive had, really not that much time that YAHOOTLES and Nolan can really hope to make up here. Really,
Yeah.
they're just hoping to not lose any time at this point. And not the best start from Nolan. Not
no
getting
hearts.
any hearts, but that's not that bad. Really needs to get some hearts now, though. Is able to get 3.
YAHOOTLES taking
I'll
2
take
deaths
off.
there on the jump. That sucks. Yeah,
No damage. Okay.
This is exactly what Gamer Olive wants. Nolan and YAHOOTLES, both having, YAHOOTLES missing a jump, Nolan just getting kind of unlucky cycles. They're not going to have the best exits going out of Grievous, which is going to put Gamer Olive at a further advantage.
Yeah. I guess since they'll all be entering Kashyyyk, it might be good to discuss, who will the winner of this match be playing next week, actually?
Great question.
What are your opinions about those matchups in the bottom rung next week? Because as we said, the winner of the play-in finals will be advancing to the bottom rung of next week. So
bottom rung is going to be Anonymous and Big Cell. So that's going to be tough for whoever wins. Anonymous, currently 5-6 minutes ahead of, not saying anything, but as an example, Gamer Olive, PB wise, they're kind of, where I was going to at the start of this event. They're kind of cutting into like the second bracket of runners, right? They're like right around that point where you go from like mid 240s to mid 230s. So it's going to be tough for whoever wins this. I mean, certainly none of these runs, I think, would necessarily win for them anyway. That bracket. But again, anything can happen. And clearly we've seen, some big mix-ups. Gamer Olive, of course, Benny Man yesterday performing fantastically well despite not winning. So it's all about consistency.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's gonna win that one actually.
And yeah, just in case people don't know, in the ladder rung, I believe so. The winner of the bottom rung, basically the way it works with Ladder League is the winner of each rung will move up to the next rung, and the loser of each rung moves down, so third place. And if you're in the bottom rung, the loser will get eliminated. So.
Well, I think if you're in the bottom rung, the loser.
Yeah,
I remember correctly. The loser and the second place get eliminated, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Well, I mean, regardless, third place will definitely get eliminated.
Certainly, yeah. Third place will get eliminated.
Technically,
although,
yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say, reminder, we do have a leapfrogging system in place this year, so it will be interesting to see how that changes up the dynamics of Ladder League. But yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, well, specifically as you said with the leapfrogs, and what that is that if you are, let's say you got second place in one of your rungs races, if you did better, you put out a better time than the first place, than the I guess the. Oh wait, actually, wait, I'm messing this up. I think it's if you're the first place winner of a rung, and you do better than the second place of the rung above you, you basically get promoted one extra spot above, and you leapfrog over the person you did better than in the rung above. So what that pretty much lets you do is it makes it much easier for you to gain up, I guess, go up the rung. Since last year, one of the problems was that if you were stuck in the bottom rung, it was really difficult to get out, and you pretty much had to win tons of races in a row to even have a chance. So this definitely, I guess, from a tournament perspective, lets people move around a lot more, and I don't know, might make for some interesting matchups.
Yeah, I just want to comment, Gamer Olive getting a gold ruin of the Jedi. Really, really clean performance. That BPT is going to go down a tiny bit.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, not the only gold this run for Gamer Olive. So this is just continuing this, I would say, pretty dominant performance so far after episode 6. Oh no.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Gonna be a little bit of a time loss there.
I think he didn't go far back enough, maybe.
Yeah, now just gonna go normal route.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, it could have been worse. Could have been better.
I mean, but
No.
here's
Nolan
the
now
thing.
going into Jedi.
Like, in the grand scheme of things in this race, that's like minimal time loss. Like, to be honest.
Yeah.
Fine.
Yeah, that's what you get when, for the previous 2 hours and 10 minutes, you've been performing at the level Gamer Olive has. You get the ability to make those late game mistakes, and it's not mattering.
Nolan going for a riskier strategy for the staircase. You can skip forcing the staircase here, but
At
it's a
this
little
point,
bit of a tricky jump. And we'll see
certainly
if
the staircase
YAHOOTLES
should have
is...
just been forced by now.
Yeah, and we'll see YAHOOTLES takes the safer approach and manages to gain a bit over Nolan.
Will anyone fall off the house is kind of the question for Vader.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Swapping? I don't know why you'd
Ooh,
swap.
Nolan falling to his death there.
Yeah, I guess for those that don't know, this like weird collapsing pillar just has, while it's moving, it can have some pretty like weird collision, and it can like eat your
Ooh.
jump a little bit.
A little
That
close.
was sus.
But
That's fine.
Went
yeah.
like slightly right more than upright, it seemed like.
And that's going to be 2/11/11 episode 3 exit for Gamer Olive. Good job. I mean, that's what they want. And that's
Oh, Nolan. Oh no.
Nolan.
Does he just have to
Does
wait
he know the
longer?
backups?
He's not dropping it at the right time, I think. He's not waiting long enough also.
A little difficult for me to judge from here, but yeah, I like something's wrong with
I
this.
think he's just going too fast, maybe.
I think he is going too fast, yeah.
Yeah, moving to the right there, that is I guess one of the backups to like
He
reset
just has,
your...
he definitely has
But
to wait longer.
yeah.
Okay, wait, now he's gonna get it. Well, he just did it. But
No.
we're fine. I think he's
This
doing it.
is
He's supposed to do it when he's falling, and he's not doing that.
yeah, I don't know. Is that camera pan correct?
What is going on? I mean, I can't judge from here, to be honest. Okay, what is going on? Oh my god.
Oh my. Yeah.
This is not good.
I mean, we'll just keep watching this. Hoodles is in.
Okay, that was too quick for sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
The dot
Gamer
is...
Olive's-
He's like more right than upright, cam, I think. Okay, that's better.
Oh.
Well, he didn't wait
This
long.
is yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, at this point he's pretty much lost all the time he could have possibly saved from the skip, but yeah.
I think no
I think
one's
at which
speeding
point-
up.
At which point do you just do the room?
Do they know how to do the room?
I guess that's true. Yeah. I mean,
I will say the platforming in this room, I guess for like children, it's not the easiest platforming, but
yeah, certainly. Yeah,
Wait, he just dropped him. Oh, okay. What's going on?
okay, well,
yeah.
Poodles is
I
gonna
don't
finish Vader
know
before he
if
gets through here.
I assume he does not know how to do the room. Otherwise,
yeah, or you know maybe he's just committing to this, but
yeah.
I
Turn
mean, at
fast
this
force
point,
on.
yeah, I'm not. I mean, I guess to clarify what's happening here, like what, like in a drop-in warp, right? What you're trying to do is you're trying to get your character to go sort of ahead of
Why-
where they should be, and
Why-
there's a lot of... Yeah, go ahead.
Why
There
is
we
he-
go. All right.
There it is.
Oh.
All right, there we go.
We'll see what the time loss is there in the moment.
Is there a
but that-
reason why you turned fast force off?
I have no idea. I'm at least he didn't like
Wait,
exit the
Nolan
cantina by accident.
Nolan
Yeah.
turned fast force off?
On
Yeah,
purpose,
yeah.
turned it off.
But wait, you want fast force on for this last part?
Yeah,
Well,
I don't
He
know.
turned it off. I don't know what to say.
But I guess it worked. I guess fast force really
It
was
did
the
work.
problem.
As soon as he turned off, it did work. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that. I mean, I won't say it kills it, but I mean, Nolan will need a miracle.
I
at
mean,
this point.
Nolan is now. What is that?
Oh.
7 minutes.
Yeah, it's because he has to play Olive Vader, so yeah, it's not looking good.
Exiting Vader, by the way, Gamer Olive's still a commanding 3-minute lead over YAHOOTLES, 3.5-ish.
I mean, at this point, what Nolan needs is he needs to force both YAHOOTLES and Gamer Olive to like soft lock for pretty much like that. I think is
That's right.
and maybe
Yeah,
a hut skip miss for good measure.
True, yeah. Yeah, Nolan has hired some hitmen to take out the power for YAHOOTLES and Gamer Olive. So we'll see that in a moment. They'll be dropping out of the race.
Might be a bit tricky though, because I guess this is one of those races where everyone is from a completely different country. So
They're expensive international hitmen, yeah.
yeah,
He knows people.
I mean, at the
Yeah.
scale
No,
of international fraud that Nolan would have to commit here to win this race is, I think,
that's
quite
true.
astounding.
We got to get Interpol on the case. We're talking about
No
being
one's
on the
gonna have
case.
to-
Gamer Olive, pretty all right. Last room here. Gets the kill perfectly timed, but does not have a bomb available, so he's gonna have to go pick one up.
I can't
There we
believe
go.
that all of us doing this and Nolan has not finished Peter.
Yeah, this is yeah.
Nolan is going to have to open Brickbench right now and just go to Bespin, I think.
Yeah. While we watch Gamer Olive, Nolan's gonna skip through 5 of the 6 episodes in episode 5.
You know, who knows? Nolan might have a secret strat up his sleeve. You know.
Yeah. No, a new 7-minute timescape found yesterday.
He's strat holding.
Yeah. Big
I
reveal
will-
today.
Yeah. This might be a good time, I guess, to just give some general background on some of these runners. Like Nolan specifically, I don't know how long, like how recently he got into TCS, but I think I remember him more for like Batman and doing
Yeah.
stuff in Lego Batman. Gamer Olive also, I think, a fairly recent runner, and YAHOOTLES was here, I think, last year, but I think that's when he joined. Maybe earlier than that. I'm actually not sure.
I feel like he was part of like the big race that happened for like the Summoning Salt anniversary thing or whatever.
Maybe that would be like 2022 or something, right?
Yeah,
or
I think
2023.
I think that's the year he joined.
Okay. Yeah.
Man, was that long ago?
Yeah.
Oh god. That's brutal.
I mean, if you think about it, Hav, we have been in this community for almost 5 years at this point.
I've been here since 2020, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we were recording Podtrod during like the pandemic while we were back home.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess that is one of the interesting things, I guess, about this ladder league, this tournament is, you are seeing a lot of old favorites. Like Justin's been in this game probably longer than anyone at this point, and he's still at it.
Absolutely.
But I mean, there's just like a whole lot of newer runners. Some of them you saw last year, and some of them never played in Lego tournaments before. So that's just one of the things you'll have to look forward to this year. Just a lot of new talent.
And one thing I like is that. Oh. I don't know if I cut out there. My headphones just died. But yeah, no. One thing I like, is that those runners are not necessarily all at this ranking. Like we have relatively top runners. I mean, like Frostbite has not been here that long, and Frostbite is like a dominant force in this game.
Yeah, I mean, even he's been here for like 2 years at this point, right?
Yeah.
All right. Here comes Boom Skip from Gamer Olive. Let's get the booms ready in the chat.
Oh, let's go. last second adjustment. Okay.
All right, that looks to be good. A great boom skip from Gamer Olive.
I mean, just like nailing everything, honestly. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, you know. In a weird way, if there's no disasters happening, there's almost like less to say, you know. But at the same time, you know, I mean, you really gotta admire the skill that's on display here, you know. I mean, this won't be sub 240 pace, but you know, I would be expecting this fairly soon from Gamer Olive with how they've been
yeah,
playing recently.
definitely.
I guess, Flip, do you have any predictions for the boulder? Boulder was pretty, I think, kind yesterday, but I mean, I think if there's any chance, I think for YAHOOTLES and Nolan right now, I think it will have to be on the boulder.
I don't think that's enough. As
You don't think
well.
it's enough?
I
I
mean,
e-
if maybe hut skip miss as well.
yeah, I mean, like, I forgot what the number is. Like, I don't know what the worst boulder ever was, but like, I don't think you can lose like 3 minutes to boulder, but you know, there's a first for everything, I guess.
Yeah, I would be shocked if that happened. I think it will probably be a fairly normal boulder, but
Yeah, and it is that is the difference right now, like 3 minutes pretty much of difference. So
yeah, honestly, I don't even know what would have to go wrong. Like his, he would just have to become like way worse at the game. Like he's
I
playing
mean
so
like
consistently. So
yeah. But I mean, you know, hopefully, you know, they know they're playing right now. Hopefully they're just confident the momentum will continue, you know. Uh but yeah, for YAHOOTLES and Nolan right now, they really gotta start pulling out all the stops if they want a chance of qualifying for the bottom rung. All right, boom skip for YAHOOTLES.
okay, no one is going for boulder skip. So that helps
Yeah,
save some time.
one miss on YAHOOTLES. Oh
Okay, a
no.
second, no 3 second save. A third try. Okay, third try. That is gonna be losing time.
Oh,
That's a little
okay.
scary.
You don't want to fall out of bounds there. I mean, just going back to what we were saying before, just look at the BPT difference. Also, it's like a
Yeah,
four
wow.
minute difference. Like, so not only would Gamerall have to mess up, but like YAHOOTLES, I think, and Nolan would have to play probably one of the best episode 5s they've ever played, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, no one 247.55. Like 7 minute difference in BPT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, they do. I mean, Falcon Flight. You know, there's a reason why they call the next couple of levels, you know, the Gauntlet. You know, really, I mean, at the end of the run, you know, that's where the big disasters happen. You know, either because of the pressure and just the difficulty of some of these levels.
Yeah, I mean, we'll be able to see who's actually practiced the end of the game and is more consistent with it, because this is obviously a section that trips a lot of runners up.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Gamer Olive blanking there a tiny bit.
Yeah, in the Exegorth room, that would have been the time to give the Exegorth
That's
back. But now
true.
we're
Yeah.
out of
Well,
that.
so
Out
Oh,
of that room.
unfortunately, we are no longer in the room that Sai-O resides in, famous Exegorth who got mocked for only having low-level life forms in its mouth when it went to the what is it when something happens every million years? Exegorth meetup in space.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what the millionth year form of like I guess the word like
Oh,
annual.
yeah. No, it's a clue, is what it is. It's when the Exegorths go and mate.
Yeah.
But they got
was
mocked
a-
because its hosts were primitive.
that was a good boulder.
Yeah.
Like,
So
Yeah,
really-
sorry. Yeah, way more important. The boulder was good.
That's like better than I thought it would be.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
But anyway, yeah.
yeah, that's solid. I mean, I keep saying the exact same thing, but just always a minute ahead.
Yeah.
Like
No, it's
what can we say? Like a minute ahead, a minute ahead.
3-second gold for Gamer Olive on Falcon Flight. The BBT goes down.
I mean, I hope no hut skip disaster.
I mean, I just want them to PB. Like I want a nice
Yeah.
solid PB. That'd be great for the stream. And
Yeah.
for them. Let's see, Nolan on the button.
Okay. Sketchy.
I
Okay.
think Chroma Q had a bit of a disaster yesterday on the buttons. That's one of the bad buttons to miss. I think only the bottom button, if you miss it, you can back it up.
Yes.
Yeah, normally, like, if you know you're gonna miss the buttons, you can actually, there's a backup where
This
you
is
can,
it
like,
again. Okay, there.
yeah. Yeah,
That's
that's
the
the
respawn.
intentional, like, angling off just so you get the respawn up top. So get Nolan backing that up there at least. Alright. Now, Hoodles and Falcon Flight probably gonna need, like, the best boulder ever. I think, to even have a chance.
It's a BTT boulder.
Yeah.
He's gonna clip right through, and he's gonna end the level. Okay, yeah. All of putting Luke on P2, so no like redrop in disaster can happen here.
Yeah, at this point, play it as safe as possible, you know?
I mean, even if
Certainly,
they... Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, certainly Olive has not been playing it, loose and dirty throughout the run. It's all been very consistent, it's all been very clean, chill.
Oh,
Alright. Gotta be
oh
careful
no.
here.
Oh no.
Oh my god, that was
Oh.
Here's the thing, though. Even if Gamer Olive missed hut skip, I mean, they would still be ahead, right?
Do they know them?
so the
They must
yeah, I
know
was gonna
that.
say,
Yeah, the question is, do they know mushroom skip, I guess?
yeah, because that's yeah. Who was it? A few BTRs ago, I think it was Bricko.
Yeah, so in BTR 2022, I believe,
Yeah,
when everybody was getting PBs,
like insane runs. Yeah,
Bricko was the one that had to watch the Yoda cutscene there. So the hut.
yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a boulder right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hoodle is not having a great time. I don't know how that hit.
Yeah, that's a miracle.
That was on the other side of the boulder.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how this CCT is gonna go.
Yeah.
Will they be able to? I feel like their PB has like a really, maybe it's not their current one, but they had one CCT recently that was just like really solid actually. So
I mean,
if
yeah.
that's what they're going against, that's gonna be
Well, yeah. I mean, I can give you the split info. CCT 417 in PB
Okay, I don't think
and a
it's that.
6-minute Bespin, though no GTF obviously.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it could save
So-
time in both of them.
Yeah, I mean, there's still time on the table here. Meanwhile, the lead has expanded to now 4 minutes between YAHOOTLES and Gamer Olive.
And we'll see how Nolan goes out on his boulder.
Collecting the mini kit there for good measure for Nolan.
Well, let's see if it pays off then.
Yeah, unfortunately, this is not all mini kits, but
Well, for his main kit rush after, of course.
oh yeah, I suppose so. Yeah. All
We're
right.
all, 2 levels ahead of Nolan. We'll see how this boulder goes.
For Nolan, yeah. I mean, at this point, I think us and the viewers should really just cheer on Gamer Olive for, what could be a huge PB in a tournament setting. And keep in mind, of course, that in tournament setting, you're already losing time just to saving, during the race. So
That's true, yeah.
So
Nolan losing time due to this really
yeah,
terrible boulder.
I mean, it seems Gamer Olive seems to have sucked all the good boulder luck just
Oh,
directly
no.
from these
What?
two runners.
Oh,
What happened there? Oh no.
The torpedo was like hugging the target. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. So of CCT for Gamer Olive. A good DV0.
Nose to swap there also.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Gamer Olive, certainly risky part of the run.
Oh, R2 died. Okay.
Has got a lot of risk to play with.
Yep. We'll be going for.
Oh, okay.
That was unfortunate.
Yeah, not sure.
I guess they're trying to play that safe. By
Yeah.
I mean they're
I
trying
don't.
to
I
make
don't know
it
if I don't know if the helmet was part of the plan there, but that's okay.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah. The reason why you slash Vader is so Vader doesn't like chase you up the stairs.
Yeah.
But yeah, like if you lose your helmet there, like. But
First
that
try.
is a
R2
yeah.
play
That's
though.
yeah. Doing better than yesterday. Gamer Olive was missing it quite a bit yesterday, but yeah, cleaned up the gameplay there, and also had trouble on the super jump yesterday. So we will see how this goes. Bit of a weird character thing there,
That was interesting.
but yeah, here we are. The DVT super jump.
Oh yeah, yeah. And as we were commenting, that's
Oh.
unfortunate.
Too
The
late.
glow effect kind of pumping off here.
Yeah, actually crazy.
It is R2D2 is white.
Yeah. I mean, this is the brightest run so far of all the three here.
Yeah.
So. Oh no. Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Second
there we
D. That's
That's
Oh.
fine.
not bad.
You will get the
That's
respawn.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah. You really just don't want to pop and bounce here. And this fly here also can be a little tricky,
That's
but
fine.
we'll get it.
Yeah.
So
not
definitely better CCT
terrible.
than yesterday.
Okay, DV3.
Yeah.
That
That was
looked good. Yeah.
early second, I guess.
That's
That looks
oh
good.
what?
Yeah, look at that.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
I think they were like third or fourth try yesterday. So yes, this is
Okay,
just a
wow.
way better CCT than
Right.
yesterday.
Yeah,
Oh, and
this super clean.
just that missed force and the helmet, I guess. And then
Yeah, but,
a little bit on DV3, but
I mean, race setting, second to last level on the run. I mean, he's comparing against like what did I say, like a 5 minute or something? Or no, 4:17. My bad.
yeah. I
you know,
don't maybe that's I don't know. That's close maybe.
I mean, certainly will keep his pace alive. And yeah, now he is a nice 1 minute and 18 seconds ahead. Pacing a 2:41.25
Was BPT
BPT. Hey, what'd you say?
I was just looking at the BPT.
Yeah, BBT is 2:41.25. Which, yeah, I mean, that BBT is now, yeah, it's still about like 4 minutes ahead of YAHOOTLES and almost like 8 minutes ahead of Nolan. I more like 7.5, but yeah. But yeah, Gamer Olive does not go for Grand Theft Falcon, so really, for this level, just really looking to get a clean door clip, a nice boba fight, and, no disaster on box clip.
Yeah, I think last time got a few Leia kisses in there too, so it's gonna want to avoid that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely you do not want to do that in your PB pace run. But I mean, with all this time,
You could do it.
Oh yes, certainly. I think at this point the question, who knows, right? But to me, what I'm looking for is how much can Gamer Olive improve on PB? Not honestly, can Gamer Olive win this race?
Yeah. And I mean, I think the boom skip was like fairly standard. So, and your panel soft locking chances are really based off of your echo base performance.
Yeah, I
So,
doubt that would happen. It looked I mean it was like just a standard boom skip.
yeah, opening from echo base, yeah. But it's not over till it's over, and here's the first obstacle for Gamer Olive, the Boba fight. Not gonna get one of the early shots off there, but just looking, just looking to not have a disaster here.
I guess wasn't triple shot.
The Hoodles,
Yeah,
by the way,
yeah, DVT.
getting a
Okay.
clean DVT.
Yep. TV3.
Oh, first
Very
try.
nice.
Will
Not
it be
sure
a
what happened
classic
to
miss
Nolan.
on this one? Yep, there's a classic.
Yeah, I mean, the rule is, if you get DV3, you can't get DV4. On
Exactly.
like, let's see, first miss on door clip for Gamer Olive, but getting it there just needs to make sure to, yeah,
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
Doesn't
Hoodles
do
having a bit of trouble on panel jump, by the way.
yeah, using R2. That's interesting. Okay, should get the D aggro there for Gamer
Oh,
Olive.
a slam. Double slam. Nolan said he's gonna try he's
Yeah,
finally gonna
Nolan hopefully gonna go from 50-50 playing the game versus on Twitch chat to more like 60% playing the game, 40% on Twitch chat.
Yeah,
well,
I
it's like
don't. Yeah, go ahead.
well, he's like 50% on chat and like 40% on League probably.
That's true.
Like
10% of these, yes. Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think the viewer engagement strats from Nolan have paid off, which is quite unfortunate.
No, but no, it's 'cause you're forgetting about the fan favorite award at the end.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, here, pretty much the last obstacle to Gamer Olive. box clip right here. All they need to do is to not go cut in too early.
They
Pretty
did
much.
do that, so they shouldn't do it again. I mean, they know not to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you know, hopefully once you make a mistake once, you know, you'll never do it again. Oh, the
There's
trooper
no
was
troopers?
almost.
There's no troopers here?
Uh-oh. What's going on?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
There we
dog-
go.
we're
Okay.
That was weird. Okay.
Okay. And yeah, there it is. And assuming that we don't have any bad end platform here, we should be looking at a very solid PB from Gamer Olive.
Well, we still have the
yeah.
serfs.
Yeah.
Will we get serfs?
Yeah, I guess that's the one thing that Grand Theft Falcon has really kind of taken away from the game is basically this whole end section here, the serfs on the levers. But you will get to see it here in play-in finals.
That was embarrassing.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think Gamer Olive went for serfs yesterday, but yeah.
Do they know about serfs?
Yeah, I mean, probably not, you know.
I
They
think
might have
Yahoo
joined like
will-
after GTF was found even, so it's just not that. I guess the serfs aren't that big anymore.
Yeah, but I guess as Gamer Olive closes out this run, you know, I think it's, first of all, fantastic performance, you know, like, especially in this run, also yesterday's, but like, I think it really does go to show how much consistency, practice, you know, maintaining, yeah, a bit of a spoiler there. Maintaining, you know, your performance under stress goes when it comes to especially these types of playing matches.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, we've seen basically two different runs from Gamer Olive. One where they were able to just claw back from a massive deficit, and here, right with the R2 entering the Falcon there, basically playing like a very, very solid run all throughout. 241, 26, PB in a tournament. Congratulations to Gamer Olive. This will be 2 days in a row, probably in the interview booth, and they will be securing a spot in next week's bottom rung. So
That is right.
be sure to watch that run, because I mean, if this performance is anything to go by, you know, I mean, this looks like a very solid start for them in this tournament.
Just farming the interviews at this point.
True. See, actually, yeah, no. See, Gamer Nolan, or Gamer Olive,
Nolan.
Gamer Nolan, yeah, crazy combo there. No, Gamer Olive actually has a 220 in reality, but has exclusively wants to keep going up rungs to be able to get interviews.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh no.
Oh no,
no.
that was unfortunate. Ah,
Oh, what did
yep.
you do?
No, change yours. No, yeah.
Okay, that's a
There
good
you go.
idea. That
Yeah.
affects it.
Enhanced graphics on.
Turn on, get bloom on.
Get bloom on.
Oh no. Turn off fast forward.
Oh no.
Yeah. No, you got fast force on right now.
Did he say he's gonna start trying? Oh no. Okay.
Yep. No, for torpedoes. Yeah. No, you don't want that
Yeah.
right now.
Wait, what's happening?
Yeah. Oh, he's still at it. It's
We're gonna,
like,
we're
man.
gonna be here a while, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, he's out. He's just flexing that he can do it. Is what's happening, I think. Okay.
I mean, this is by all means not like a trivial skip. You know, it's definitely like there's some weird out of bounds movement here. But yeah, this is. Oh
Is he
no,
is
not
he
getting the
holding
jump off.
upright? I think he's not
I'm
holding
not sure what's
right the
going
whole
on here.
time. I think he's going
Uh,
upright or something.
yeah,
Yahootle's
and
finishing the run, by the way.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
just about to finish it here. Though that's the last set of troopers there that you'll be seeing, and we will be seeing Yahootles closing it out a little bit early
You
there,
got to
but
jump
with
there,
the
Nolan.
2:45.25.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
now,
definitely a good run from your Hoodles. I think it really just
Yeah.
fry skip plus game off consistency kind of kept kept your Hoodles kind of on the back foot the whole time. But still, congratulations to your Hoodles for a good run.
yep, and with that, you see the center split there. It's all up to Nolan. So let's cheer him on to head out for the uh end of the run. Let's see. Oh,
Oh no. Nolan is typing in chat while slashing.
Yeah, Nolan actively in the middle of one of the hardest levels in the game on Twitch chat. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's not much to say. It's just great performance. I'm genuinely after today and yesterday's performance, like I'm really happy Gamerall is going to get to play in the main event. They did
Yeah, I mean,
fantastically both
yeah,
times.
I mean they should. They definitely deserve to be there.
Yeah. But yeah, Nolan going into yeah, the best one.
I guess you know, at the end of the run, you know, I guess reflecting back, what was your favorite moment of this run?
Junland, probably.
Yeah,
Junland?
yeah. Without question it was Junland. Funniest moment. But I think in terms of like run progression, I mean, obviously Gamerall have maintained and extended their pace, right, throughout the whole thing. But Fry Skip, right? Gamer Olive knowing the backup for Fry Skip, hitting it successfully. That was like the catalyst for everything that happened, right? They still would have won, but it would not have been nearly as dominant of a lead. Which goes to show the importance of knowing, knowing the game, knowing what you know, knowing the things you don't, not trying to do the tricks you're not good at, the tricks you are good at, or the tricks you are going to attempt, getting really good at them, right? If you're going to do
Yeah.
fry skip, you better know the backup, and Gamer Olive did, and that got them, like a minute time save.
I'm curious, I mean, to the both of you, like, do you think there really was like a clear turning point in this run? Because like it did seem like a lot closer earlier on, like we were remarking about how close it is, but it just seems like after a certain point, like Gamerall was
I
just
think
pulling away. So
I
like, do
think
you
it
see
was
any like clear
yeah.
turning point for
I
this
think it was I
race?
think it was Spaceport. I think it was fry
You
skip
think
genuinely.
I
space for it?
don't I don't actually think it was, because I feel like in Javos it was still kind of close. Like people are catching up, and like YAHOOTLES was
Certainly.
not far off. I would say that like put them ahead, obviously. I'm not somewhere in sixth. Carcoon. It's definitely Carcoon actually.
Okay. So yeah. I would say. Yeah, I think Spaceport put Gamer Olive in first. Carcoon put Gamer Olive in an
Winning.
obvious first. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
then
know
episode
what Nolan's
3,
attempting to do right now.
and then episode 3 and episode 5 just buried the other runners pretty
think
much.
I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, Oleakis. Okay.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, I think
Yeah.
this is definitely still sub 3 pace, which is good.
That is good.
Uh,
Yeah, I think Disco's also was my favorite moment.
yeah, that
Watching Nolan
was
set up Disco for like 30 seconds and then missing it was pretty good.
yeah. Harass me probably if he ever watched that would have a heart attack at just what happened in that disco room. Uh, but yeah, the final stretch of the run here for Nolan. Going to be doing box clip. And yeah, just all you need to do, just don't go too early, turn in too early, and yeah, that should be it there for Nolan. Uh, should be closing this one out fairly soon. And yeah, and as mentioned, we will have Gamer Olive in the booth briefly in the end for just a brief interview. Was here yesterday. I would be curious to hear what their thoughts about this PB was.
Maybe we'll get some surfs here.
Yeah, Nolan.
Oh,
Didn't get the jump
unfortunate.
off. All right, one last chance here.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, did not go Nolan's way. I guess kind of like a lot of things in this run, but tournament play is really tough. One try and you're against all these other players. So, uh, just hoping they finish this out strong. With a nice end platform. I'm curious, actually, Hub, do you prefer the old end platform or GTF as an ending to the run?
1,000% end platform.
You prefer end platform.
End
Okay.
platform to me is such a like beautifully chaotic end, especially with the music to the run. Like it's a very climactic finish, I think. GTF does not do the same thing for me. In my
I
opinion.
would agree. Yeah, and platform for sure.
All right. And with that is it for our play-in final. Nolan will be securing a time of 2:54:10. So yeah, both YAHOOTLES and Nolan are eliminated, and Gamer Olive is your play-in champion and will be moving on to the bottom rung for next week. All right.
Yep. Let's
I
play
guess
Gamer Olive.
yeah.
Gamer Olive, if you're available.
Hello.
Incredible, truly incredible performance today. Like
Thank you. Appreciate it.
that was great. Yeah, I mean, yeah, what was on your mind? That PB?
That PV, I would say I've been on 2-3x pace before, so it wasn't my best pace ever, but I was pretty happy. The biggest like feeling of relief got over me after I got past pod race. I don't know if the commentators picked up on this, but I much almost missed the end trigger in pod race.
Oh,
did
really?
not see that.
I did not notice that. No.
Like it was the thing where like player two
You're like
didn't
too
go
far
against the
left.
rock.
They didn't wrap around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just had to react by holding right. That's what I had to
Okay,
do.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that was like so solid, honestly. Like there
Yeah.
wasn't much to like feel like, oh, that was bad. There's like obviously small things, but like just in general, like super strong.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty happy with how I played that. I would say my episode 4 specifically, I don't know what the other runners did, but my episode 4 specifically was pretty sloppy.
So yeah. So don't worry about
Yeah.
Jundland. That Jundland
Mm.
was everything that could have possibly gone wrong went wrong for someone.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
it was chaos. But I think we were talking about this. I don't know if you were on stream during it. About like when we kind of realized that the run was like the race was over. And two things came up, right? Your spaceport, your
Yeah.
knowledge not just of fry skip, but of the fry skip backup.
Oh yeah, the
Basically,
one in pre-cantina.
yeah, that made the race go from even to you had a lead. And your like incredibly dominant Starlag pit took
Yeah.
that from like you were like it was a massive catch-up game from anyone else after that point.
I will say that cocoon was like a pretty chunky gold. That was like excellent for me.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I get,
That spaceport, a bit of a clarification there. The pre-cantina setup, I do that every run. I don't even go for the room 1 setup.
Oh really?
Because, like,
Okay.
yeah, I tried it and I'm like, I don't like this. So I just learned the
Yeah.
safer option.
There you go. Yeah, and I think that's one of the things that we were kind of bringing up like about a lot, especially like at this like mid-high level. The important thing I feel, and I'm curious your thoughts on this, is knowing what tricks you're good at, knowing what tricks you're not good at. Don't force yourself to do crazy stuff, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's so important. Like, just the name of the game is consistency. And like, I know how to do like diggable button skip. I know that trick, but because of my inconsistency with it, I choose not to do it.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
just an
and
example there.
yeah, 100%. And that's what makes it so that like you're able to do obviously, the first run, yesterday's one, maybe a little more exciting because you had a time loss you had to make back, but today was just, consistent,
Yeah.
time gain, time gain, time gain.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'm
I
really
don't know.
happy with how I played.
No,
I mean,
but
I
yeah,
guess.
Flipper P53.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing I would ask is how'd you feel in this race versus the one yesterday? I guess.
I mean, it was weird. I felt because I'm comparing to runners with like better seeds. I was like a lot more nervous going into the end game, and I was kind of worried that would cost me because to be clear, I during both of these races, during my race itself, I didn't look at the other players at all. I didn't even open the stream. So I had no idea how well the other runners were doing, but and in a way it might have made me more nervous, but like I know if I see that and I'm behind, my nerves are just going to like absolutely spike and I'm just not going to be able to play well at all.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to see it all work out.
Anyway, yeah, I think that will be it from us. I guess. Would you like to close it out? I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you both for joining me here in the commentary booth. Gamer Olive, again, thanks for the wonderful performance. For next week, we're starting the main event. So we're gonna start off with week 1, rung 4. That's gonna be Monday at noon, so technically tomorrow. Next, week 1, rung 3, that's gonna be the day after, also around noon. and then rung 5 same day, basically right after that ends. So we're going to be getting some good runs there. I think because of today, we've now solidified, by the way, our final rung, which is going to be Anonymous versus Big Cell versus Gamer Olive. So hopefully we can get that timed out soon. But yeah, tomorrow, stay tuned next week because it will be the densest set of runs we'll have for the whole event. 7 runs in 1 week. So if there's no more comments, I thank you all for watching and see you all on Monday.